Wait, all right. Okay. Hi, everyone.
We're live?
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Live. we are live. Let's see. Okay. Let me center that a little.
Great.
Okay. I'm Nikki from Nikki Post Travel Stuff, and I'm here with my friend Guido. And we met about almost a year ago. When I first came to Buenos Aires last year, I joined a rugby group, which I only went to once, but out of that, I did make this friend. So, Guido, do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, anything else?
Okay, well, thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
I'm Guido. Hi, everyone. So we met, about a year ago. We playing like tag rugby, that's different kind of rugby. It's super fun. And about me, well, I live in Buenos Aires. I've lived especially in like the neighborhood called Olivos, that is outside the city, but I've come to the city a lot. What else? Like I'm a financial coach, financial planner. I try to help people to give them tools to fight inflation and like have a better quality of life through using the resources of time and money in the best way possible, aligned with purpose. And also I have like a rental business for short-term rental businesses for foreigners or people that just want to travel around Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
So Guido is a really great resource, and at the end we'll leave his contact information so you can contact him later if you're looking for long-term housing, if you want financial advice, or
I don't know, just ask questions. I'm sure I know someone that can help.
Yeah, he's also a very social person, so if you just want to hang out, he'll probably be available as well.
I love dancing too. So.
Yeah. So on Instagram and YouTube, I asked everyone what kind of questions they have for an Argentinian. So first, I'm going to go through all of those questions that we received. We'll chat. And if any questions come up for you at any point, just write them in the comment, and then we'll get to your questions from the comment section at the very end. So with that, Guido, are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So we're going to start from the easier questions and maybe get a little progressively harder. So, Guido, what music do you listen to?
I'm kind of a strange person. Like, I normally don't go to listen to music, but it's just like music comes to me. So I love listening like a variety of music. But when I go to dance clubs, I love either reggaeton to rap. But I love hip hop music and electronic, like the mixture of electronic and hip hop music. I love that because like it just moves my body.
Yeah.
I love retro music. Actually, my dad has an online radio that's called Radio Border Retro Music. So it's if you like music about 70s, 80s, and 90s, like that's the whole day.
What's it called?
Playing. Radio Border Retro. Retro music.
Okay.
It's just like radioborderretromusic.com. Like that's my dad's radio, and I
comments.
love that. So I think that might love that because my dad like played it all the time.
Yeah.
What kind of music? I'm really into. I don't know if the gender's probably like indie folk or something like that.
Okay.
I'm listening a lot to Zetangana, Guitarrica de la Fuente. I really like that kind of music now.
Okay.
Like I'm super into that.
And is that Argentinian music or is it like world music?
No, I think it's like a mix. There's like a new movement of maybe Latin music, but I think Guitarrica de la Fuente is Spanish. I don't know.
Okay.
And there's like
Is there a typical music in Argentina?
typical music.
Yeah, or like music from Argentina?
Yeah, you have the how is this called?
The rock nacional.
Yeah, you have national rock, but the folklore.
Oh yeah.
Well, tango could be.
Yeah, tango. Sure.
But yeah, maybe that.
Okay. The next question, which is a very real question that was submitted by someone on Instagram, which is, why are Argentinians so damn sexy?
Stop it. Oh, thank you for that. I don't know.
Is it true? Are Argentinians sexy?
I can say Argentinian girls that are really sexy.
Yeah.
Like when I travel a lot, when I came back to Buenos Aires, like finally, finally, beautiful girls.
I can concur that Argentinian men are also very attractive.
No, that's good.
Okay, so this is a burning question that multiple people asked actually in a few different ways. Pele, sorry, Brazilians,
Yeah.
Pele or Maradona, and then next Maradona or Messi.
Well, I'm not super fan of football, but if I had to pick Maradona, of course, for Pelé. But between Maradona and Pelé, Messi, 100 times, like obviously 100 times, because mostly because of how he plays, but in the philosophy of life, I'm so
Messi.
I'm so, like all into Messi, like not at all like Maradona.
So if
But
you,
there's Argentinians who will fight for death to talk about Maradona. It's like were you here? Like, yeah, I think it was last year when Maradona died. They took the presidential house. Like there was a
Wow.
riot. Like people got into like on the ceremony of his death.
Wow.
On the ceremonial,
I
like
don't think I
it
was
was
here,
on
but I would remember
the
that.
pink house,
Yeah.
and there was a bunch of people. And just like you just like can look in videos, people like force themselves into it. Like it was
Crazy.
a fucking mess.
Wow. So basically, what you're saying is, if you played Fuck, Marry, Kill, you would marry Messi. Who would you kill?
Fight my Gale. What's that game? I don't
You
think I
just
never
choose
played it.
one to fuck, one to marry, and one to kill.
And which are my picks?
Messi, Maradona, and Pelé.
And again, it's like one to kill Maradona. Like I wouldn't want to kill anyone, but if I have to pick, it's like yeah, Maradona. I don't give a fuck about him. And what's the other two?
Maradona, Messi, Pelé. Fuck, marry, kill.
I don't like the idea of fucking a man, but
Okay, well.
but I would go the I would marry Pelé because I think it's more fun, and I wouldn't like I don't want to say it. Like,
Okay. No problem.
That's no.
Okay, next.
What's that a question?
This is a real question.
By the fact, that was not a
That
question
was
that was in the
submitted.
comments. That was her question.
No, I swear I did not write this question. I know the person who did. So if
No,
you're
the
watching,
fuck, kill, and marry. That was
yeah.
your question.
I just made up.
You put me on the spot with that one. You didn't tell me.
Okay, but this was a real question that was submitted, which is, does Argentina really think any of their World Cup games are legitimate?
The World Cup.
Games are legitimate.
I think the World Cup games are legitimate.
Do you think that Argentina's wins are real?
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's a Brazilian who submitted this.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, poor guy.
So, which leads us to the next question.
Yeah.
Submitted by the same Brazilian,
Okay.
which is, why do they think that they're better than Brazil?
Like in football or what?
No, in general, because there's always that like, I don't know, myth or stereotype that Argentinians are arrogant. They think they're better.
I've heard
But then
that.
there's a rivalry with Brazil.
I've heard that. I can sort of agree with that. Yeah. As a society, like I will always talk about individuals, but as a society, I think you might be a little bit more arrogant. Yeah.
Argentinians.
Arrogance. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Where do you think that comes from? Why are Argentinians so
Why?
arrogant?
I think because fuck. I think it's because like most of our ancestors come from Europe,
Okay.
and so we think we're more fancy and we're more classy and all that.
Oh, so they're kind of classist. Like they're
yeah.
putting Europeans on a scale above.
Yeah, I think that might be because of that. But our ancestors, like we're poor people, like we're escaping the war,
Right,
coming
right.
here.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think it might be like that. I think we might have to do with that,
Okay.
but I have no clue.
Just like the roots. Okay. Well, a next similarly related question, which is another real question that was submitted. Why do Argentinians hate Chileans?
I don't think Argentinians hate Chileans. I think individuals, stupid individuals, hate Chileans just because. But I don't know why. But because of the arrogant factor, as
Yeah.
you said, I think. But I do know because of video games. I mean, I was not much of a video games guy, but I have friends that play video games, and they hate Chileans. I can say
Yeah, why?
because they are like unbearably bad at playing, mostly.
All Chileans are bad at games.
In the chat, you cannot understand what they say when they speak. You cannot understand what they say when they write.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they're supposed to speak Spanish.
I can't
So
understand Chilean.
so I think what happens, my friends that play, they hate Chileans because they think they are the best, they are the worst, and they're always like shouting, and you cannot get a word from what they say. It's like an Aussie.
Okay, so Argentinians think they're better than Chileans because they think that Chileans think that they're better. So Chileans and Argentinians think that they're better than each other.
Could be something like that. So ridiculous. So ridiculous.
Okay, the next question: would you date a foreigner?
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you think most Argentinians would date a foreigner? Why or
If
why
you don't
not?
speak English, that's going to be hard for you.
Yeah.
But I've seen people dated like that don't speak in a word of English and still dating someone that does, or like another language. And like, well, my one of my best friends, she's from South Africa, and she married an Argentinian girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sunny.
yeah. So
Yeah.
well, when they are married.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
but
and they
but,
don't
but
speak each
Nati
other's languages.
Nati speaks a little bit of English.
Okay.
So they find a way.
Yeah. And so, do you think Argentinians they're not closed off from the idea of dating a foreigner? Like they're pretty open to it?
No, I don't think so. And it depends on where you go, because I've heard like people saying, "Oh, people here don't speak English," and I've heard like most of the foreigners, because we hang out with a lot of foreigners.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people of that told me, it's like, I'm surprised of how many Argentinians speak English and so
Oh,
well. So
yeah.
it's like it depends on where you are.
Yeah. And so, within your group of foreign friends, have you heard any of those foreigners complaining about dating an Argentinian? Like, oh, they do this or they do that, or I don't understand this, I don't understand that.
Mm, I heard people complaining about dating. Period.
That's probably all over the world.
But yeah.
Okay, we're getting a few comments here. Let's see. Someone, Andrea says, Argentinians are arrogant due to Italian ancestry. Yes, that's what he said as well.
That could be a lot of it.
Argentinians don't hate Chileans. I think it's the other way around, which is also what you said.
I went to Chile to work there, and before being a financial coach and all this, I used to work as an actor. That was my life. Then I just like accomplished my dream, was traveling around, like working as an actor, and then I went to do something else, and I ran into economics, and it blew my fucking mind. And yeah, and one thing led to the other, and all that. But I did a tour, making a one-man show at schools. And I traveled all around Argentina, Chile,
Yeah.
Uruguay, and Mexico. And when I went to Chile, they received me like they were the best hosts ever.
Wow.
Like people were like receiving me at their house, they gave me food. They were so welcoming.
Yeah.
They told me one thing. It's like they have like this culture of like being super welcoming of the foreigners,
Oh wow.
but they are not that good to each other.
Oh, interesting.
They told me that. Like, but like in my experience, they treat me like a fucking king.
Wow. Okay, so go to Chile. Apparently, I've never been. I need to go. But she also says Chileans speak a made-up language.
I can agree.
Yeah, I don't understand anything.
Where are you
Chileans
from,
say.
Andrea?
I'm guessing Andrea's Argentinian, but tell us in the comments. I do see that there are a few other questions.
Oh, well, there are a lot
So
of questions.
I'll address those questions at the end once we go through. So King Tolba, we're not ignoring you, but we will get to your questions at the end. Okay, so we did date a foreigner, and now the next question is, oops.
I was there. Why is Buenos Aires a great place to live? I think we have so much to offer.
Hold on. There we go. Why? And then.
Oh, cool.
Okay,
Oh,
there. I
that's
fixed it.
interesting.
All right. Oh no.
You're a
sorry.
poet.
Okay, there.
Sorry.
Why is Buenos Aires a great place to live?
I think it's we have so much cultural offer. Like there's so many things. Like you have everything here.
Yeah.
You can get access to everything. Some things may be hard, but if you just are social, you just and friendly,
Yeah.
you will get everything. But you have like a lot of like theater, music, restaurants, coffee, Like in every type of restaurant that you can imagine, you have that. You want Peruvian food, you have it. You want the best asados, you have them. You want the best vegetarian food, you have them. You want vegan food, you have them.
Yeah,
You
just a quick note on that. When I was here in 2005, there was no vegetarian vegan restaurants. Now there are a ton. So if you're a vegan, they're everywhere. Yes.
I was a vegetarian for 3 years, then I came back to meat. But there were like the market grew so much. There's so many offers. You have like quality vegan milk or vegan cheese or vegan mayo or vegan everything.
Yeah.
And there are like you also the quality of things were great. The taste of things went up. The texture of things were great.
Yeah.
Like so you can enjoy, like if you enjoy food, this is a great place to be. If you enjoy like going out and on clubs, you have great clubs. You like bars, you have great bars.
Yeah,
like
that's true. Good parks, good cafes. The culinary scene is amazing.
Yes, and like just like the city, in many ways, it's beautiful. I think the atmosphere is great too.
Yeah. I think you would never run out of things to do in Buenos Aires. Like there's always something to do.
I used to didn't like Buenos Aires.
Didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Oh, really?
No.
Why? By the way, Andrea's from Neuquén. Hi, Andrea. I was just there recently.
Oh, that's great. But because I couldn't appreciate it. After I traveled and met so many people that their favorite city was Buenos Aires, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sure I might be missing something. And when I came back, I like with brand new eyes, like, wow. It's like, it's a great place to be.
Yeah.
What else?
Okay. So the next question is, what is your opinion on plus size travelers?
Well, I have no opinion on that. What do you mean on my opinion on it?
Well, I think plus size travelers face a lot of discrimination when they travel a lot. Some things are not made for them. They're made for like this default small body. So I guess maybe your personal opinion, or in general, like how does Argentina receive plus size people? Is there discrimination? Are there accessibility issues?
I think I wouldn't know. Yes, it's like public transportation and everything is not designed for plus size people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think most things are not designed for that. Especially unless you're looking for like custom made things, or like specially designed for that niche.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Do you have any friends or know people in the city that are plus size that have ever mentioned any difficulties they've had, like getting on the subte or taking the bus or anything?
I don't think I'm aware. Like I have friends friend that is plus size, but I can I don't remind him like complaining a lot. Like I'm sure he has like I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like if you go on a bus or I don't know, I actually don't know.
Okay. Well, that's to investigate still. Okay. This is actually a question that I see a lot online and that was asked, but is it true that Argentinians are racist?
I think there are individuals that are racist, and I think, in my personal opinion, that being racist is stupid.
Yeah.
But
okay, so I think from what I've noticed, like Argentinians say they are not racist because no one, of course, wants to be racist. But I have noticed that within the Argentinian language, there are some like racist expressions, like trabajar como negro or achinado, things like that. So it's like basically means like working like a black person, or if you're squinting, like if the sun is in your eyes, they'll say like achinado, like Chinese. And so when I hear these things, I like definitely get like microaggression energy. I know it's, of course, he has this reaction because it's not on purpose. They're not doing it to be mean, but I think within all languages, there is some racism built into the language. So like, I don't know, I guess, what are your thoughts on like using these type of expressions, and do those expressions translate into any like attitudes? towards Black people or Asian people or other minorities?
I think there's like people that there's rude and there's people that not rude. What's the opposite of rude?
Rude.
Gentle,
Kind, polite.
polite. Yeah, I think that might be a. I wouldn't attribute to like. I think like saying racism that it's racist is not actually getting to the point that it's someone is rude. Period. And like you can be rude and about everything. Like if someone's being racist, that's just rudeness for me.
Okay.
Oh, like meaningful, like you tell me like this expression of like working like a negro. I didn't get like the why it came to existence, and it's like I don't think I used that, but I never thought about it.
Mm.
But
So what about?
I think like, but for example, like we have like the markets that are the Chinese markets that we call them.
Yeah,
The
chinos. That's what
chinos.
they call them here. It's
And
chinos.
I don't think that's like from at least for me, it's like I'm not they say like me racist or evaluating the other person. It's like that there are like supermarkets that are managed by Chinese people,
Uh-huh.
and like for
Yeah.
shortening that, it's like we call it Chino.
Right.
It's like, and I don't think that's wrong.
And so, what do you think? Like, if travelers are watching this, Black travelers or Asian travelers, do you think that coming to Argentina, do they have anything to be worried about? Should they expect racism?
Oh, I think you should expect to call if you're black when you come here, you should expect to call attention, draw attention, because we don't have much black population,
Mhm.
so there will be eyes on you. So if you're comfortable with that, it's like, but people are going to be like, it's like, yeah, it's like everyone's white, and imagine like everyone's or everyone's black, and you just like it happened to me in the provinces. I went to Santiago del Estero. People are not black, but are more like brown and like, or they're all like dark hair. It's like that's the first time in my life I was discriminated, and I was like, I went to a school to give a show, and the kids were like scared, and it's like that never happened to me. So I was like this.
So you felt like you faced prejudice there, being a different skin color.
It's the first time I felt it. But I went to that, and after I was like talking to the teacher that was not looking at me. She was driving me on the car, but she was not looking at me. She was like this. I was like, I cannot get what's going on. What happened? It's like, no, it's like they are not used to see people like you.
Hmm.
What do you mean? Like you like not blonde and white. It's like, what? What? And they were distrustful of me.
Huh.
And that was like this happens to a lot of people a lot, but I felt it
Okay.
in my own micro personal
Sure.
like,
Yeah,
but
your
I felt it.
experience, yeah.
So it's not I can call from that I can talk from like living all my life through that. No,
Yeah.
but just one moment of my one point in my life I
Yeah.
felt that, and it was
Yeah.
like the strangest fucking thing. It's
Hmm.
like, what the hell is wrong
Yeah.
with you?
Right. So, do you think someone, a Black or an Asian traveler coming to Argentina, would feel that then in a larger experience? I mean, you felt it in that one experience, but would that be like their
You will
entire
call attention.
experience?
If you're like either a black, or if you're super blonde, and you have like, if you're an albino, you will call attention. If you're black, you will call attention here. If you go outside the norm of the if you are distinct, if you dress all white, you will call attention.
Okay, so just anything that's different than like a
It will draw
default
attention.
Argentinian.
Yeah, it will draw attention. I wouldn't bet like people are going to be mean, but there's going to be people that maybe call you things on the street.
Oh,
Maybe in a good way, or maybe in a wrong way. I don't know.
Okay,
There's
but it
people
will
that-
call attention.
You will call attention. I
Okay.
think.
Well, we'll move on from this slightly intense topic and go
This is
to
this.
Okay, and go to the next question, which I think is a good question about Buenos Aires, is that everyone seems to be going to Palermo. Palermo is the biggest neighborhood in Buenos Aires. There's three major parts, which is Palermo Soho, Palermo Hollywood, and Palermo Chico. I would say like Palermo Soho is like the main going out of young people area. But so this person asks, everyone's going to Palermo. Are there any underrated and safe and clean areas other than Palermo?
Yes, we were talking about this. I would recommend Belgrano, Núñez are great
So they're
places.
like north of
Yeah, a little bit north,
Palermo.
but it's like super close.
Yeah.
You can either get by public transportation, you just take a cab, an Uber, Cabify, Didi, like taxis. You have everything, and it's like just right away. Well, I actually live a little bit more to north, outside of the city, in a neighborhood called Olivos. It's where the presidential house is in. So it's a little bit more calm. You have more trees. You have a place next to the river that is beautiful, and you have like something like closer to that in Núñez or Belgrano. And as you go further to the city, you kind of lose that. But like I think like Núñez Belgrano, it's in between what Olivos is for me
Yeah.
and what Palermo is.
Yeah.
Like,
I
close
do
to
like
that.
Núñez. It's a very quiet
Yeah.
area, but it has great restaurants and cafes.
Great restaurant. Oh,
Yeah.
cafes.
Yeah.
Cafes in Núñez Belgrano. I can recommend places.
I would personally, yeah, he can recommend stuff. We'll do that at the end. I think a couple of really good neighborhoods are Colegiales and Villa Crespo. And the reason is because they're pretty close to to Palermo, like they're bordering. They're sort of like, for me, Villa Crespo is what Palermo was in the beginning when it started to become cool. So things are like not as expensive. There's not as many people, but there's still a ton of good restaurants and cafes. I don't know. What
Do you have
think?
I don't know much about Villa Crespo, but I like that.
Yeah.
I should like walk around.
Yeah, you should investigate. And I do see more comments coming in, so thank you. We're going to get to those at the very end after
that's
we
great.
go through the questions that were asked on YouTube and Instagram. And I hope you guys can hear us okay. There's no air conditioning in this apartment, so as you can tell, we have a fan going. But if you have any issues with audio, just let us know. Okay, so the next question is, no country is perfect. I guess this question's more for me. There are pros and cons, but what do you miss from your country of origin?
I think that's for you.
That's for me. So I'm from the United States. I have been living mostly abroad. I've been living outside of my country for the majority of the last 20 years. So it's hard to say like what I miss from my country still, because I've gotten used to so much not being there. Of course, I miss my friends and my family. Actually, there are things I miss. I miss how convenient everything is. Like services are really, really good. Things work, like services work for the most part. There are, of course, exceptions. I feel like things are efficient. There's a lot of common sense with the way that things work. And maybe that's just because I grew up there. Maybe you think it's not common sense, but I miss those things. I miss cottage cheese. I miss sour cream. I don't know if you even know what those are. And I just miss really big supermarkets. I really like a nice big supermarket with a lot of options.
We don't have that.
It's not the same. You do have some, but you have a lot of those and this is in any big city, but those like little express supermarkets.
Yeah.
But in the United States, if you've ever been to a
Everything's huge.
supermarket in the United
to, but-
States, it's just like aisles of options, and it can be overwhelming, but I really like it. There are also several things I don't like about the United States, and I've made an entire video about it if you want to watch. But yeah. We've got some.
Recoleta, boring for other people.
Okay.
You have a lot of things to do in Recoleta.
Yeah.
Great cafes. My favorite cafes in Recoleta is called Rondo. It's a small cafe. I got the best cafe there.
Yeah.
Santal. It's in the street. Uruguay.
Santal. I like Santal.
Santal is in Belgrano. But I was saying Rondo. It's in Uruguay Street and Santa Fe, I think, close there. That's my favorite. Then comes Santal.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I think
in Recoleta, there's a really good bakery with the best scones you've ever had. at a place called Andra. It's really tiny. There's only one table, but it's really good. It's right like close to the cemetery. But for me, I don't know what you think. For me, Recoleta has like two parts. One is the area that's close to the cemetery and everything is really cute and there's restaurants and parks. And then there's the area like as you get closer to the avenue and it's just sort of like busy city and it's very ugly and like nothing nice. So
can I get some mango?
Oh yeah, we've got some.
She had here. Mango for me. I love this.
Oh, thank you, Gringo. Sound is fine. Okay, I'm happy to hear that. And saludos desde Carlos Paz. Hola,
Mario, that's a great place to visit.
Gracias por venir. Wegmans.
What's that?
Oh, that's a supermarket. Okay, I think it's a supermarket, and the reason I know this is because of the Dr. Oz ad. It's a supermarket in Pennsylvania. I don't know if there's Wegmans other places. I'm from Colorado, so we don't have Wegmans. But I imagine that you're saying that Wegmans is a good supermarket because U.S. supermarkets are very good.
Sometimes you just need 63 cereal options. How the what the
That's true. Sometimes you do.
What? No,
because
shit. You will never be able to try them all.
There's a whole entire aisle of only cereal. So sometimes
I love that though. I like more. I prefer like a small place.
So Andy asks, is Recoleta just as safe as Palermo?
That's too general.
Yeah, I'm just answering these ones because they're kind of related with the topic.
Is Recoleta just as safe as Palermo? I would say so. Like you have to be careful everywhere.
Yeah.
But I can with the chip of like paying attention and being aware.
Yeah.
It's like if I see something in the street I don't like it, just walk around or like cross the street. But I think like innately, like I have that chip of paying attention. And you cannot be here and not watch to if you are going to cross the street, you have to watch both sides. If
the cars
you're walking around, you shouldn't be like with your phone or with both of your headphones full of it. You should pay attention. If you don't pay attention, you're an easy prey. If you pay attention, like they are not going to target you.
Well, we can get more into safety later. There's another question about safety, but basically just comparing Recoleta and Palermo, do you think that they have the same level of safety?
I have no clue, but if we can look for statistics and maybe we had that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say just based on purely anecdotal personal experience, being closer to the cemetery, I feel safer. And being farther away from the cemetery, I feel less safe just because it feels a little more chaotic. That's it. And then in Palermo, Soho, like in the areas where there's like a lot of restaurants and cafes, I feel safe. But like you said, like anything can happen anywhere. So like don't let your guard down. But that's just based on personal experience.
Yeah. I think the sweet spot is you don't want to be in a place that is way too crowded, or that it's like you're the only person there.
Yeah.
That's somewhere, that sweet spot in between is the perfect safe way. That's where I feel safer. There's a bunch of people, there's space, you can see everyone. I have this thing I noticed a while ago. I like to sit in restaurants and cafes in the spot where I'm like in the corner of the places.
Oh, so you can see everything? Yeah.
I same on the bus. I like to sit like at the back of it.
Yeah.
Like to be able to watch.
Yeah.
I don't feel much comfortable. I can do it, but I don't feel much comfortable if I have like a blind spot.
Okay, that makes sense. I had a blind spot and my phone got taken out of my hands. So Patrick asked, what about Barrio Norte? I think it's nice.
Barrio Norte, yes. I'm not really.
I don't really know Barrio Norte too much either, actually. I'm not sure. Someone asks, how do you feel in South Central LA? And I don't know because I don't really know LA that well. It sounds like it's dangerous by the way you're asking the question. I'm not sure. Okay.
There's someone that said, Freedom said hi to you and to me.
Oh, hi, Freedom. Thank you for joining. And Johnny, hi, Johnny. Thank you for coming. And we are currently in an Airbnb, actually. I'm back in Buenos Aires for a week. So that's where we are. Okay, so we're going to go back to the regularly scheduled questions, and then we're going to come back to all of the questions that are being asked in the comments. So, all right. So the next question is.
Oh, those are big questions.
Yeah. So maybe you could ask how difficult or hard it is for an expat to. Oh, another dating question. To date an Argentinian. I'm curious about the dating culture.
Oh, dating culture.
So, like, I dated an Argentinian. I would say that, like, the I'm going to talk about people I've met on dating apps, not the person I dated longer term. I would say, in my personal experience, the people that I went out with from dating apps, I was very. I want to put this in the nicest way. I was very bored because they didn't ask me like a single question, like not even one question. So the whole time, like every single time I've gone out with a guy here, it's just like them talking about their jobs or talking about how cool they are, and like never asked a single question. And so most of the time that I've dated an Argentinian, I've thought like I would rather be at home watching Netflix.
Wow.
And so that is my personal experience. It doesn't,
Wow.
It's not a reflection on like all Argentinian men, and it's not a reflection of like what you might experience if you come here. That's just what I went through. And then the person that I did date longer term, I think one of the reasons that I did like him from the very beginning was because I felt like he actually wanted to know me, and he asked me a ton of questions. And so it was more of a conversation of getting to know each other. But I would say most people, in my personal experience that I have tried to date, are very interested in talking about themselves.
That's why you pay a therapist too. Like I pay my therapist so that she listens to me. That's the point.
Yeah.
But either way, just like general, not just dating advice. It's like relate like communications, like ask questions.
Yeah. I think it's normal
and
conversation.
it's not just ask questions, like listen the answer
Yeah.
and try to like ask questions about what you've heard to go deeper.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
what gets you to actually meaningful conversations.
Right.
Yeah, well, my I wanted to I want to make. I don't have tattoos yet, but I have ideas for tattoos that
Okay.
I haven't. One is a question mark. I want to
And that's to like remind you to ask
to
questions.
remind me of asking questions.
Oh,
I never
maybe
assume.
all men should get this tattoo to
No,
remind themselves
that's
to
going
ask
to be
questions.
mine. I don't want to. I want my unique tattoo.
Okay.
But same, it's like in my job, it's also about like asking questions, because what I want to do is to get to the bottom of the reasons of why to do what you do, and to find the purpose on why do you work, why do you save money, why do you invest, why,
Yeah.
until we get the actual purpose, and then we can work towards that. You have to ask questions.
Yeah.
Never assume.
Fundamental.
And I can go deeper on questions, things if you want.
That's it. I mean, we have a lot. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions.
Yeah, we've got a lot. Okay. So the next question is, what is the hardest transition for someone who is moving to Argentina? How can it be easier to adjust to the way of life? Well, I think that a lot of it, like, do you speak the language or not? And so even if you don't speak Spanish, I think just making an effort and showing that you're trying to speak Spanish goes a long way. But also in Buenos Aires, it's really different from the rest of the country as far as language is concerned. More people speak English in the capital city than in other provinces. What do you think, Guido?
I think it depends on your culture, where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I think the language could be if you only know English, you'll find people that speak English here. But if you know Spanish, it will be easier for you to move around, because there is some people that don't speak English. I think that, and how easy it is to adjust to the way of life.
Yeah.
Like, I think we have like a pretty free, like everyone does their own thing. So you will find some. I'm sure you can find like your lifestyle and just build it into Buenos Aires. Depends on what you want, and you just can build the life you want.
Yeah, I think people in general in Argentina are like really open and really outgoing. Like, you can meet someone on the street who becomes your friend, and like other places I've lived, it's not like that. Like it's a lot more effort. And of course you have to put effort into any friendship, but I think establishing friendships in Argentina is a lot easier than it is in other places, just because Argentinians are open. Like every place I've traveled in Argentina, like no matter what, wherever you are, there's people and they always chat and then they want to know where you're from. And then, like it's just nice. I think it's really nice to talk to local people and it's very easy to do that.
Yeah, it's super friendly. I would say, yeah, it's a friendly place.
Yeah. And then as far as like making a transition easier, I think one thing that you have to let go of is that things work efficiently, because you might get really frustrated. Like things can be really frustrating here if you want them to work. But
for example, your AC.
For example, my AC. But there's plenty of things. Like for some reason in Argentina, there's always 2 lines for everything. Like there's a line to pay, and then they give you a ticket, and then there's another line to stand in line. I mean, there's lines for everything, and you just have to like let go of like things like working and just sort of exist. And if you can just like let go of that and just be more patient, I think will help a lot.
Patience. I think that's a good
yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I go to the bathroom?
No.
No?
Okay, yes, the bathroom is here.
Like, just answer more questions.
Okay. All right, well, while he's gone in his absence, let me come over to these comments that you guys have left about the topics that we've already addressed. Let's see. This is not a criticism. Porteño men tend to be very confident and self-assured. In the beginning, this can be, let's say, challenging. Now I know the better and have adjusted. Patrick, are you Porteño or are you dating Porteño men? I guess in context, I would need to understand, but yeah, I think Porteño men definitely are confident, but I don't know if that's necessarily related to them not asking questions. Is that I didn't see when you left this comment, so I'm not sure. But okay, I see a few other questions we'll ask at the end. And well, here, I'll look at this one. How loud is the traffic when you have, say, a 10th floor apartment, but it's next to a big street? I need my sleep. I previously lived in a 7th floor apartment on Paseo Colón, which is a very busy street. With the doors closed, I was able to sleep, but I would say that the traffic sounds never stopped. I mean, a 10th floor, I don't know, maybe it's different, but I would say that the traffic sounds never stopped, especially because there was construction happening in the front. So if you're on a main street, I think that it's kind of unavoidable, and you should expect at least a little bit of sounds. But if you do have problems sleeping, get earplugs. I've done that a lot in Argentina, and
yeah,
I think it's definitely a wise investment. So, Johnny, get yourself some earplugs.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's come back to here. All right, so we did the adjustment question. We'll go to the next.
Those are big questions.
Yeah, people are asking long questions. Okay, so the next is, what is the general level of crime that foreigners face in Buenos Aires? Is it only pickpockets and grabbing things, or is it more detrimental, like more aggressive?
Well, we don't have 63 different types of serials, but we have every type of crime.
There you go, all the types of crime. So I know for me personally, my phone did get stolen. I was in La Boca, and I know everyone likes to blame me and say, oh, don't go to La Boca, that's your fault. But I was there because, I mean, I'm not just going to not go somewhere because maybe potentially something will happen. So I was in La Boca. I was at a restaurant. I was looking at my phone while I was waiting for my food, and a kid ran by and just literally grabbed the phone from my hand and kept running. So that does happen. And actually a friend of mine's sister, who's visiting Buenos Aires right now, that happened to her 2 days ago. She just messaged me and said her sister's phone got stolen. She was taking a photo. I don't know which neighborhood, but she was taking a photo of something, and same thing. Someone grabbed it and went running. So I've heard of this type of crime happening.
It's about paying attention. It's like I grab my phone like this, or like this, or like
All right.
this.
I'm not going to victim blame if anyone else out there
No,
has their
no.
phone stolen. I don't know if it's just about paying attention.
I got stolen too, but with knife or with apparently again. But for example, in my case, it was years ago. But I was in the middle of park.
Yeah.
There was no one around, so it's an easy prey. And the other time, it was like this was like 10 years ago. And the other time was like we were like at 3 a.m. I am like walking on the street, and this was not in the city. It was like in the province.
Yeah.
So if you're an easy prey, like if you have your phone like this and it's easy to catch,
Yeah.
that's easy to catch.
Sure.
If you are going to take a picture, this like
But like
I just finding that this is not obvious, but it's obvious to me. If you're going to take a picture, watch around and grab your phone properly.
But also, don't you think it's kind of exhausting being vigilant at every single second? It's not like you can leave your phone at home because, like, you have to have your phone to scan a menu at a restaurant.
These are great.
Yeah.
These are great things.
This is my new case since my phone got stolen.
But this. I mean, you cannot control crime, but you can like do these kind of things to prevent yourself. That's my way of seeing it. You're not gonna fix crime in Argentina. I'm not going to fix crime in Argentina.
Right.
Like, I think you have to like kind of live with it, like pay attention, and know that there's a risk, but try to live that as best as you can and do these kind of things that actually help.
Would you say though that most of the crime is just stealing phones, or is it common that like people have knives or guns or anything like more of a physical attack on your body?
Depends. Yeah. But normally, when you have that much poverty, like today, like I never watch the news, but today I just accidentally saw the news. We have a 43 or 45% poverty, and 10% of that is like indigentes, like ¿cómo se dice? La gente que vive en la calle.
Oh, like houseless people?
Yeah.
Like people experiencing homelessness? Or?
Yeah, homeless.
Yeah.
10% is homelessness, and the other 40-something is poverty.
Wow.
So when you have that much poverty, that's people that... Well, there's a cultural thing, but there's people that feel entitled to take your things. There's people that don't believe in private property, or they feel they have in the right to take your stuff, or they just don't care, or whatever.
Do you think that it has to do with the fact that they have to survive, so they're willing to just like do whatever?
There are things that are not done to survive. They're just things because of cultural. Because there's this show that this news reporter, brave as fuck, he was going in to interview pickpocketers and people who stole, and at some point they just did it as a game, as for pure fun. They was just not to survive. It was just because of like the feeling of like the feeling powerful over you, and they just go to you and show you a gun. They feel powerful.
Oh, so do you think gun use is common here? Like, what are the gun laws in Argentina?
The criminals can use guns, but you can't.
So criminals do have guns?
Some of them, yeah.
And like, can regular people own guns or only hunting guns?
No, it's super difficult.
Okay. You have
super
to take
difficult.
a lesson on that. Okay. So he is very much a financial expert. So Guido, I know that this is a topic you love to talk about, so let's try to keep it succinct. But can you explain the Argentinian financial crisis or situation in the easiest way possible?
In the easiest way possible. Okay, so our government spends way much more money than it makes. We also default. I think we have the historical record of defaults.
Wow.
Of private debt, like debt to like foreign, like people that lend money to Argentina. You should expect for us not to pay for us, like the government.
Yeah.
not to pay.
Wow.
So as a reason that leads to very expensive financing, and structurally this security, just like you say, like law security, it's pretty low.
Okay.
Um,
Can you?
and it's a deficitarian country. Like the public institutions make way much less money than what they need to do all they promise and all they want to do. So what do? They print more money and they print more money and they print more money, and we have a lot of like colorful papers.
Here comes the $500 note.
This is just like
Yeah.
this is less than $3.
Yeah, this is like $3.50, $3.
Cents, 30 cents.
No, this is 1,000 pesos. This is like $3, like $3.50. This is like 10 cents, 12 cents. But can you explain why Argentina has two currencies? Like, why is there the red official rate and why is there this like black market blue dollar?
Because the government is trying to control prices. There's no such way. Like, there's no way to do that because the blue rate is the actual rate. The blue rate, the price that comes through the free negotiation between peers. That's a price.
Okay.
If you put a price and try to command the price, but you cannot access to that, like no one can buy the official rate.
No one can buy it. What do you mean?
No one can buy at the official rate. No one pays 170. No one sells dollars at a 160, 170. No one can buy that at that price. So it's a fake price.
So the real price is the blue dollar, which is like $3.22 or something right now, and the government just like cut that in half so they can save money for themselves, or
you said in the easiest way possible. So to not get much into it, we have way too many restrictions. Like our markets are not very well. Like I think it's growing, but when I started in this like 5 years ago, 1% of the population had access an account to actually buy stocks and bonds, like access to the stock market. Now I think it's around like 5 or 6% of the whole population. Like in the US, I think it's like 60% or something.
Okay, I don't.
So we like financial education. We like access to it. There's a lot of easy ways to access the market. It's super easy from your phone to buy stocks, bonds, hedge funds, and everything. It's super easy to do it, but you have people that don't know that yet, and you have people that have easy access to that, but don't have the education to actually use it properly. So you have a lot of people like it's super easy to buy crypto, for example. There's a huge one of the biggest community in crypto is from Argentina, and the most influential is from Argentina. We have a lot of people who build projects into the crypto space.
Is that because it's more stable? Like for context, for people that don't know, like the inflation in Argentina is so bad that even since I've been here, when I arrived in January, the blue dollar was around 200 pesos. Now it's 322 pesos.
Two different
things.
Inflation and devaluation are two different things.
Okay.
Devaluation is exchange rate between different currencies.
Okay, so it's changing due to devaluation.
That's devaluation. That's the ratio of different currencies against the peso. Inflation is a general increase of prices.
Right.
So two different things. So inflation does affect this. What is inflation? Well, like to go straight to the point, if you increase the money supply, if you have like 1,000 pesos note and you have like I don't know.
Oh shit! That's my hard drive.
Oh, sorry. Okay, let's grab something else.
Sorry, guys.
Let's grab
technical difficulty.
like this and this. You had these things in the economy. That's the sound work and everything. I just destroy everything.
It's okay.
So you have these in the economy, these two like products and
Chips.
services,
Okay.
and you have 1,000. So the whole price of the economy is 1,000 pesos. But what happens if I government just print more? Now the ratio changes. So we have more money, but we don't have more productivity. We just have the same stuff, but now prices tend to double. Like in general, will double. The ratio between these two things will change, but the general economy, if we measure with this, it's going to increase. That's inflation. If you increase the money supply, you have inflation. The U.S. Do you know how the U.S. in the last 2 years they printed 80% of the money supply, the historical money supply.
Well,
80% of all the dollars in existence in the world were printed in the last 2 years.
well, that's a lot.
So you're playing Argentina, Venezuela. So expect more inflation.
Okay. Well, if you want to contact Guido about more financial information, he clearly has it. So you can contact him after. We'll go on to the next question, which is related. How can a foreigner find affordable housing?
Well, what does affordable means to you?
To me personally?
Yeah, no, or someone.
Okay, let's say, because there's so many houses or apartments that you can find here with these really inflated prices, like $1,000 US dollars, $800. But let's say like you want to pay $400 a month.
$100 a month.
400.
400. Okay.
Yeah, 100. No, that's unrealistic. 400.
Well, you can find something for 100.
But it's really hard for foreigners. So
Yeah, but you can find something for 100, but it's shit, or it's a pension.
Okay, so what's your advice
Well,
for
the thing
foreigners
is,
to find housing?
When you mean affordable, what I would go is like, what's your budget? And depending on what's your budget and what are your preferences, you will find what you want, or maybe what your preferences are. Maybe in the market it costs more. But if you want to live in Palermo, in the middle of everything, expect higher prices.
Yeah.
If you want to live away from the city, you can have like $100 rent.
$100. In other cities like Mendoza, Cordoba, you can find rent for like $200.
Yeah, but if you want to go to where there's more demand, but we were speaking about it. Can we talk about why is that happening?
Yeah. Actually, that's
So what we have is a supply problem. There's no scarcity of actual buildings and places. Like in the city of Buenos Aires, we have 1.8 million houses, apartments, and all that. 10% of that is empty. 10% that. So that's 180,000 plus properties that are empty. They are not in the market for rent or for. So why does that happen? Why does not, like, if we have an empty apartment, why do you rent it? Well, the reason why is it's super risky to for an owner to actually rent a house. It's not just risky; it's not profitable.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have like a contract in pesos, that's our currency. The contract is for 3 years. And the adjustments on the price, because we need adjustments on prices for rent too, like in everything. But the adjustments of prices are determined by the government. So if I rent, I benefit from the delay on the adjustment of the prices, and also I have all the laws on my benefit. If I don't want to leave the apartment I'm living in, I can find way too many. Like I have way too many options on reasons why to not leave the house, and the owner cannot kick me out.
Yeah. So Argentina has strong squatter laws.
Squatter laws?
Squatter, yeah, like where people can move into the house and never leave.
Yes.
They like squat in the apartment.
Yes.
And they don't go.
So as an owner, that's one of your risks. And the other thing is like you cannot put your own prices. So the profit on renting your place is like the rent is like 1.5 annually measuring in dollars.
Annually.
So annually. So if you have an inflation in dollars around 7-8%, you're losing to inflation.
Mm-hmm.
And also with all the risk that comes with that.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we don't have an increasing supply. So, why the reason why you have like a lot of apartments in Palermo and all that and short-term rentals is if you own an apartment in an area that has demand, and you want to rent it, you want to like use that asset as a cash flowing system. The less risky and most profitable way is short-term rental. 3 months, 6 months, 1 month, 1 year. That's the way I work with this company.
Yeah.
With my
So
company.
he has a small business side
growing,
hustle,
like freaking big now.
where he helps people find housing in Buenos Aires. So if you are coming to Buenos Aires looking for housing, contact him.
So what we do, like my end game with this is like, because we not only help people like foreigners find a place, because we have an opportunity there, because it's short-term rental, it's a combination, and we can make a profit on it. And for and the other part of it is like for the owners, like you own a house, you have it empty, or you don't want to rent it because it's too risky. So we are going to give you people that it's going to be rotating. So the risk of someone's squatting, it's way smaller. That's the risk is lower, and the rent is higher. Because it's in dollars, it's in a foreign currency, and it's better. And in the middle we have Airbnb and all that. So I get more apartments I get more supply to the market by giving this opportunity to owners. So this will take a while, but as we do that, we will increase the supply of apartments, and eventually we will get to that some point that prices will start to accumulate and go lower. And for my other business, like the financial education, financial coaching, financial planning, I'm giving people tools to make a better use of their resources, to learn how to earn more, increase their income, how to work for abroad, because there's a big opportunity here to work, export services, how to get in a better financial situation so that they can afford living. So in a way, my end game, like my purpose on all this, like the behind reasons, like I'm making profit through this because that's the way to finance it. But I'm trying to help like lower to fix the supply and demand problem, and also like educate people so they can have a better standard of living. So it's like that's a long that's long-term game. That's why I love the most.
Okay, so the next is we just did that. Oh, sorry, I don't know why it changed. Okay, the next question is, I don't know why that's not.
Can you recommend any places you love, restaurants, cafes? Yes, a lot. Take notes. Okay. You have to write?
If they want to write,
Get ready. Well, cafes. I love cafes. Like we have really good cafeterias here, like specialty coffees, like with baristas and all that. Flat white is my recommendation, or latte, to taste great coffee. So I'll go with Rondon, Santal, Kowi, Moshu. What is this place name? Os Cafe, Cuervo Cafe. That Cuervo Cafe. It's a little bit cheaper than the other ones and great quality. And the service is amazing. Like they will teach you how to make the best fucking coffee at your place. Cuervo Cafe. Well, Rondo is my favorite. Cuervo Cafe, I think it would be second. Santal, Moshu. Kowi, it's a great place also to eat, and it's like Kowi. It's the perfect combination between a coffee, a cafeteria, a bar, and a restaurant. It has like balance all that at its maximum expression. Great coffee, delicious food,
What's
like
it
colorful
called?
taste. Kowi.
How do you spell that?
Cowi.
Okay, it's in the comments.
Dude, food there is fucking amazing, and they have great drinks, and I think it's a good combination. What else do you want me to recommend? Restaurants?
Well, I have one. A couple. I love that Buenos Aires has a ton of rooftop bars, and so I like Trade Sky Bar and Dome Rooftop Bar because they both have really good views of the city. At Trade, you can actually see the sun going down behind the obelisco, so it's very cool. You just have to reserve in advance, but I do like that.
Well,
any others?
There's one place to eat asado that it's overrated. Like in Google Maps has 3.5 or something.
Okay.
I just think that's so unfair. The place is called La Josefina. I think it's Palermo.
Okay.
Dude, great meal.
What's it
Great
called?
cast. La Josefina.
La Josefina. Okay.
Great. I think it's
And that's the
totally
best
overrated.
steak?
I've had so far, yes.
Okay.
I'm sure they're better.
Have
But
you been to Siga La Vaca?
no, I haven't been there.
Okay. There's a place called Siga La Vaca in Puerto Madero, and it's supposed to be like really famous
Oh yeah, I went
for
there.
meat. Yeah, it's like meat buffet.
Oh, I went there. Yeah. It's like a buffet, like all you
Yeah.
need. It's good. Good. I like more La Josefina because it's a
Okay.
restaurant, and I like the service.
Okay.
And the guy that the waiter there is called the one that serves me was called Ricardo.
Okay.
Great guy.
Okay.
Been there like I don't know, like 5 times already.
So
I had a little recommendations.
at La Josefina,
Yeah.
how much would it cost for like a steak, a side, and a glass of wine?
No, I expect 5,000-6,000 per person. It's not the cheapest place.
Okay.
I'm not recommending you like it. Like the other places, like mid prices.
Yeah,
But
but
this is a good place.
6,000 pesos on the blue dollar is like $20. So a really good steak, a glass of wine, and a side, $20. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I really like a place called Hierro San Telmo, I think it's called.
Haven't been there.
It's in the Mercado San Telmo. They just have like a counter with several stools and then some picnic tables within the San Telmo market. And I really like that. I thought their food was really super good, good prices. I mean, I went in the last time like February, March, and a steak was around 2,000 pesos.
Yeah,
which is
today-
$7, but for sure it's probably a little more than that.
Today, like in a restaurant like I think Johnny is asking something around that.
Yeah.
For a steak, like good steak, 300 grams, 400 grams, you will start at 2,500 or go to 3,000, 300, 500 for maybe five in a really fancy place.
Uh-huh.
But it starts from 2,500 pesos.
Okay.
A good steak.
Yeah.
And a glass of wine could be anywhere from 700 pesos to 1,500 pesos.
Yeah.
I think 2,000 maybe in a really
Yeah.
fancy place.
Yeah, but I would say an average glass of wine is like between 500 to 800 even. You can get decent
Yeah.
wine. Yeah.
Oh, we have really good wines here.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but-
So,
Should you recommend more places?
sure. Let's do some more recommendations.
Well, I'm now going to one that it's called Oporto Almacén. I'm taking it's my dad's birthday. I'm taking him to get lunch there. Oporto, I think it's
see.
with double P,
Oh, okay.
I think. But if you put it in Google Maps, you'll find it. It's in Núñez that we were recommending the neighborhood. Had the best service station that I had in my life there.
Wow.
I was I don't know.
What kind of food? Is it steak or?
You have like it's like good food. This is not a cheap place. It's not expensive too.
Yeah.
But like if you come here with dollars, not expensive. For average Argentinians, maybe they say like but definitely worth money.
Yeah.
I had a milanesa with noodles with pasta.
Huh.
That was the strangest thing for me. Apparently, it's super common.
Okay.
But I had that and it was delicious. But you have meat like the entrances. Oh my god!
Oh, like
And the
that.
service is amazing.
Wow. Okay.
Um, Yeah. What else? Well, there's a coffee store I really like in Núñez too. So we're promoting Núñez a lot. I have rentals in Núñez too. But it's called Moshu.
Oh, the treehouse.
No, coffee store.
There's
there's one-
There's a Mochu treehouse in Palermo, Soho.
Yes.
And it's really cool. It's like inside of a treehouse in this coffee shop. It's cool.
Yes.
Is it the same owner?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But these ones are from. I know the Núñez. I never went to the Palermo one.
Okay.
Another place that you might like it's called Connection.
The
Connection.
or D connection?
No, T, like T. T Connection. It's a chain, but it's really good quality food.
Yeah.
What else?
I really like Atis Bar. It's in San Telmo,
Rings
and
a
it
bell.
used to be. It's in San Telmo, like by Bar Federal. But it used to be a convent, like it was a nuns' monastery, and then later on it turned into like this boarding house for immigrants. And now, like 2 years ago, I think they bought it and turned it into a restaurant. So on the street, it's totally unassuming. You'd never know. But when you walk inside, it's like this huge center garden. There's like 500 plants in there, tables inside, outside. It's amazing. You haven't been?
No.
You have to go. And it's affordable. It's not like really crazy prices.
Well, there's
really
a lot
nice.
of like places like, I don't remember the names. But there are like I follow a lot of pages like from foodies and people like go to try like brunch people, like restaurant people, bar people. In Buenos Aires, there's so much to offer.
Yeah.
There are palaces. There are palaces that have coffee shops inside, cafeterias.
There's tons of options. And there's a foodies group. So if you're a foreigner coming, you can join the Facebook group, the foodies group, to meet people and try a lot of good food.
Yeah, well, that's a great recommendation. Like if you're coming here, just join that group.
Mm-hmm.
And you will meet a lot of people and you will find your way through everything.
Yeah. Okay. So any last thoughts before we go to the Q&A section? Anything else you want to add?
Well, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
It's fun. Thank you all for your questions. And
as you can see, he's a master of everything, the finance, the housing.
No,
he's got everything going on. So okay, well then let's get into the Q&A, all of your questions that you have here.
What?
All right.
Those are a lot of questions.
So here we go. Can I, while in Chile, go to Western Union to convert dollars into Argentine pesos at the same price in Western Union, Argentina? Please advise.
I will get them here.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Chile Western Union, but it's so easy to get pesos in Western Union here in Argentina that I wouldn't try to exchange pesos with Chile. I think it's better just to do it here.
And they probably don't have it, or they will sell it to you at stupid prices because no one wants pesos.
You can't leave Argentina with pesos because you won't be able to exchange them. Like I'm gonna leave
the
country next week and you can hold it forever.
You can collect it.
But I'm gonna spend all of it.
Get this beautiful souvenir
don't do it.
This what?
I thought you were gonna tear it in half.
Oh.
Don't do it. No. Now I gave him an idea.
Okay.
Has one. But the thing is, if you're coming from Chile, which a lot of people cross over in the south, just know that like in Ushuaia, it's a lot harder to find money at the Western Union. I think there's only one Western Union there, and people that I've seen have waited up to 2 hours in line. So if you can avoid depending on a Western Union in Ushuaia. Bariloche, there's tons of Western Unions. Every other city, big city, Salta, Mendoza, Cordoba, tons of Western Unions. Just in Ushuaia, it's a lot harder.
What I was going to say with the bill, I was not going to try about.
I totally thought you were going to tear it now.
I could tell. But no, what I was going to say is like, this is a beautiful souvenir for just less than $3. The bills are pretty nice. These ones.
There you go.
The 500 peso one is pretty nice.
$3 souvenir. And that's the biggest bill. 1,000 pesos, which is equal to $3, is the biggest bill.
Ridiculous.
There's nothing higher than that. Okay. Are there banks belonging to the state of Argentina inside Chile? And can I deal in these banks and link a deposit in the Argentine peso to get the same high return in Argentine
Wait.
pesos?
Let me read that again.
Okay.
Are there banks belonging to the state of Argentina?
So are there Argentinian banks in Chile?
And can I deal in these banks and link a deposit in the Argentine peso to get the same rate of return? To get the same high return in Argentina. Oh, so you're talking about like the Plazo Fijos? We have now what I know how you say it in English. Like you lend your money to the bank for 30 to 60 to 90 days, and they give you a rate of return.
Oh, interesting.
But you block your money for 30 days.
Okay, so you can't use it.
I would never recommend you to leave your money sitting for 30 days and on the bank. Like I don't leave money on my bank. The much money I have in my bank is 10, 15,000 pesos, 20 smart. But I just use my credit card around or like different. There's a lot of options now with prepaid crypto cards, so I can have my money collateralized in crypto dollars and use that So I don't keep pesos. Like as far like
Pesos
I can
lose
show you.
value so fast.
I have in my wallet, I have 3,000 pesos. I never have more than 10, 15,000 pesos in my wallet. They burn. This is like a hot potato. You don't want to keep pesos for much time.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we saw this already. This is when we were talking about
Oh, yeah.
Argentina versus Chile.
That's a good.
Okay. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. On my last holidays, I was surprised to find so many vegan restaurants. Yeah, there are a
Great
ton
options.
of vegan restaurants.
Great options.
Super easy to find, like nut milks. Very, very good and plentiful. In every neighborhood, there's one.
Yeah. Like almost any restaurant, you can have a vegan option.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Exactly. There's at least one or two things if it's a restaurant with meat.
Yeah.
But there are fully
Special,
vegan
yeah,
restaurants.
fully vegan and
Yeah.
really good ones.
Yeah.
I can't get into someone now.
Oh,
I went to this one. What's the name of it? Like I have like really good vegetarian or vegan restaurant.
Okay, while he's looking for that, hola, desde Rochester, New York. I love your content. Thank you. And I'm planning a trip to Buenos Aires and Patagonia. Are there any COVID testing and proof of vaccinations for entry? Not anymore. So I arrived in January and all of that was required, like the insurance, the COVID testing, even a COVID test when you arrive, vaccination, everything. Since January, like every few months, they've been rolling back something else. Now, none of that is required. My family just came here in October and all they had to show was their passport. So I don't know. Oh, you're from New York. So yeah, you're from the US. All you have to show is your passport. Nothing else is required.
Got the name of it, the place. Do you want to write it down?
Yeah.
Sampa with S.
Sampa, S-A-M-P-A.
S-A-M-P-A. Yeah.
Okay.
Really good. I think it was vegan.
Sampa.
Because we went there to eat and then we found out it was vegan. But the everything in the menu looked delicious and we got it. It was like,
yeah.
Amazing.
Really good vegan places. Okay. Hola, Mario. Sí, ya te vimos. Okay. What's the best way to get from AEP from EZE? So basically, Argentina has two airports. EZE is the bigger international airport, Ezeiza, yeah, where you would arrive from the United States or most other countries, unless you're flying from like neighboring countries, you would arrive to Ezeiza. AEP is the Aeroparque, which is more for smaller flights like within Argentina or to Chile, Bolivia, Peru. So what's the best way to get between the airports? How much time should I budget from arrival, customs, and travel time?
Not in time, but I know a page that I'm a fan of them on Twitter. They are the fucking best of the best of the best. I'm a fan of them.
Okay.
They are called Van al Aeropuerto.
Big endorsement. Van
al Aeropuerto.
Aeropuerto. And what do they do?
They have
Like
transportation services.
Between the airport or between the city and the airports?
Everything. Like their customer service is a whole experience. I follow them and see like I've never used them, but I just want to use them so bad. They're amazing. Like completely recommend that. And they have a great customer service. They narrate the adventures they have like that. That's the option, and they will advise you on the budget, arrival, times, costume, what to do, what not to do.
I'm also going to leave a phone number here of my favorite driver. And yesterday, he actually gave me permission to post publicly. So don't worry, I'm not doxing his phone number. 590582226. His name is Emilio. And the price he charges from Ezeiza Airport to the city is $30 US, which is around 9,000 pesos, something like that. So it's really good, and he's super honest. He's so nice. His English is minimal, so you can just go slow if you speak English or try speaking Spanish. But he's really nice, really honest. So if you want a driver, he's definitely like my number one driver. He's taking me to the airport soon. He took my family twice. I've recommended him to a ton of people from my channel.
That's great recommendation.
So there's that. But how much time should you budget from arrival customs? If there was no traffic, it would take 40 minutes between airports?
I don't know.
30, 40 minutes maybe?
Like if you put Google Maps and the two locations, it will precisely tell you that.
Yeah, but it depends on the time of day that you arrive because, of course, there's more traffic at certain times. Really early in the morning, really late, less traffic. And the same thing for customs, like it just depends on the flight that you arrive on. But I always give myself way more time. So if I were making this decision, I would think like 3 hours because I hate being stressed out when I travel. But if you have a private driver, that would help a lot, I think, or this company.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Why does the government in Argentina allow real estate to be sold in USD when the government needs dollars to pay the IMF debt? This is for him.
Imagine like the amount of like dollar bills you have to like in most of the operations are in cash. Don't even by bank transfer.
So, but
in
like
dollars. So imagine that in pesos.
that would be so much.
Like multiply, let's say, monoambiente, a single room apartment.
Yeah, like studio.
Like in the city it would be like $100,000 or so. Multiply that for 320, so that's 3 million. No, 30 million. No, what?
Calculator.
How much? How much is that?
So let's see. What you say?
100,000 plus in dollars.
Times what's the rate? 320. 322.
32,200,000 pesos.
200,000 pesos.
200,000 pesos. Imagine that the amount of meals. Remember, I told you 1,000. This is the biggest note.
Yeah.
So it's not that they allow, but you can trade a house for anything.
Yeah.
So now there are a lot of like operations with crypto. Like it's not a lot, but they are beginning to have operations in crypto because you can do a safe transfer just like that. And why when the government needs dollars to pay the IMF, I'm gonna get way too political if I answer that.
Okay,
Right.
We'll leave it for now. Contact him later. You can message him on Instagram if you want to have that discussion, or do you want to say it now?
No, it's like from my point of view, it's like it's not the government dollars. So it's like, what the hell do we have to do that?
Okay, so saludos de Carlos Paz. Okay, we've seen these comments. Ok, Mario dice, ¿cuándo volverás por estos lados a visitar nuestra mini Miami o mini Ángeles? Me refiero a Carlos Paz. So Mario is asking, when will I go back to visit their mini Miami or mini Los Angeles? And he's referring to Carlos Paz, which is a very small town outside of Córdoba. It's in the province of Córdoba, but 30 minutes outside of the Córdoba capital. Mario, no tengo ni idea. La verdad no sé.
I can go with you.
Pero él sí. He can go.
Do you want to organize like a workshop in financial education? I'm totally up for it.
Sí, decile. Okay, let's see. Are you trying for citizenship? How is your visa situation? That's a good question. And the answer is that I was never trying for citizenship. I'm not interested in being a citizen. I did have interest in being a resident because if you get a DNI, which is like the national identity number, you can do so many more things. Like I'm really limited right now without the DNI because I can't buy things online. I mean, pretty much like any normal day-to-day transaction, I can't do. Like sometimes I can't even buy tickets online without a DNI. So it would be helpful. Currently, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue. I did like kind of start the process and do some of the forms, but I'm not sure if I'm going to continue. And the only reason is because I'm actually leaving Argentina this week on Friday. And I'm unsure if I'm going to be coming back. I still have a ton of Argentina content.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
Come by.
But just like some certain like personal things in my life have led me to like wanting to go back to the States for a few months to see my friends and family. So if I come back, then I will be trying to get the residency so I can have the DNI. But I won't get the citizenship. I don't think that
you don't want to pay taxes here.
Yeah, I don't want to pay taxes.
You don't want to pay taxes.
Right.
Like, don't try to do that. Like, people try to avoid that.
Yeah, I think the only benefit would be like voting. Like between
That's
being
not
a
a benefit.
resident and being a citizen. Like that's the only extra thing. So
And that's not a benefit.
and yeah, I'll just continue voting in my country. Blessing, hi.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for
I
coming.
love your username.
Okay, so can you get around with the bus system on time? How is the timetable running like on a 10-minute schedule? In Buenos Aires, the buses are so good. Like, there's not actually a schedule. It's not like they come at like 4:30. I mean, maybe there is, but it doesn't matter because most buses come like every 2 to 3 minutes. So even if you see a bus like leaving, just wait a few minutes. Sundays, it's going to be a lot less, like maybe every 10 minutes. Same thing with the Subte, they run less, but Subte is the metro system. So between Subte,
Something has a very good schedule and
yeah,
trains too.
and the trains in the
I love
Subte
it.
are on time. Like
Yeah.
I never feel like frustrated with the timing or any delays or anything. I think they're pretty on time. Buses are coming all the time. Like in Cordoba and other cities, buses are much less frequent than Buenos Aires, which makes sense. But truly, like Buenos Aires is one of the easiest cities I've ever been to get around on public transportation.
The thing though, if you need to get a sube.
Oh yeah,
Sube, do you have that?
yeah, I have them.
You have it at hand. So I should start a business of selling subes.
Yeah,
I
so
I
just
need to
taking
find a
advantage.
supplier.
It's crazy that I have two sube, but
Dude, like when I arrived, I saw that her take was like, "Whoa, where did you get that?"
yeah.
I have the same one. I
So
think
sube are super scarce. I had no problem getting one in January, and then my friend gave me another one a couple of months ago when she left. But
look at mine is
it's
completely
very old.
destroyed. I think this might have 10
But
years.
apparently they're really scarce right now, and they're really, really for several months now. They've been really hard to get. So some people are having problems getting a sube card. So I hope when you come, you can get one. And there's no problems. But once you have a sube, you can get around anywhere. Like it's the same. You use this card for the buses, the trains, the subway. Also in Mendoza and Bariloche use this sube card, not Cordoba.
Ahora
but-
eso también.
Yeah, sí, Mendoza.
They had another one before.
Okay, yeah,
They
now they use
unified
sube. So it's nice if you just bring your same sube to all the cities and well, most of the cities in Argentina. In Cordoba, it's something called Red Bus or Big Bus or something. No super chat, qué mala, tenés razón. I didn't activate it. So super chat is like something you can activate so people can give you tips during lives. And
Why didn't you do that?
I forgot.
Do it.
This is my first live chat. I've done
Like activate it now. Like we're activating that
I
now.
don't
Do
know
you
how.
to?
I don't know how.
Just put your like number of the so they can wire you money.
Well, Johnny's actually has been like such a really kind supporter, and he sent me money before on buy me a coffee. So I do really appreciate that. Thank you,
Well,
Johnny.
buy me a coffee. Put that.
So yeah, you can go to my buy me a coffee, but I've
What-
only
what's the
done
link?
one other live chat on my channel before, and it's with my friend Gringo, who's probably here. Hi, Gringo. He
Hi.
also has a channel. He's Brazilian, and he has a ton of videos all over, like especially Georgia. That's where we met. All of Central and South America. So I've done live chats live with him, and he's done one on my channel. This is only my second live ever on my channel. So I forgot super
get
chat.
the link.
Maybe
Get the
next
link now
time.
and put it there. People
Well, it's on
want
my
to give you
channel.
money.
Just go to my channel, and it's just like a little button on my banner.
Reduce the friction. That's what we say in sales. Reduce the friction. Just
Okay,
put the link
I'm gonna
there.
reduce the friction while he's talking
Okay.
about the.
That's the most important thing. Ask questions. Great, Johnny.
Maybe
I like Johnny.
date Guido. He's an interesting and good looking. Guido's a good friend, but I don't think we should date. We also have a
No.
difference of like 14 years.
But that's not the problem. I think we had other differences.
I think our politics are very different.
Yeah.
All right, to reduce the friction, I'm going to take Guido's advice, and I'm putting the Buy Me a Coffee link
Now
here
that I
at
convinced
the
her,
bottom.
you just like send money, like or your whole salary. Just
Oh
put it
yeah,
there. Put it
don't
there.
send me your whole salary.
Yeah, do that. Maybe they want to. Like, let them.
Okay, how different is the Argentinian Spanish from, say, the Northern South American Spanish like Colombian?
Apparently, pretty different.
Yeah, I mean, you're the native speaker, so obviously you can respond.
I have been told that we can understand each other, but I've been told that we have like different ways of saying things.
Yeah, definitely.
But like if you've been to Colombia and you understand them, you will understand us and say what it's like. Just like slang.
Yeah, I think that you can understand, but like, so in Argentina And Uruguay, it's different because they use vos instead of tú.
Yeah.
So like in most Spanish-speaking countries, you'd be like, ¿Qué
way.
estás, bueno, ¿qué tienes tú? But in Argentina and Uruguay, it's vos. So like the conjugation of the verb changes. It's que vos tenés, vos venís, vos volvés. So they speak with vos and not tú.
Are too formal for me.
Yeah, Colombia is tú.
Too formal.
Too formal. Do they speak mostly with usted?
Yes.
In Colombia?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, like overly respectful.
Wow. Okay.
I
haven't been to Colombia.
From my point of view.
Okay. For his point of view, Colombians are very respectful.
But I love Colombian girls' accents.
Maybe you should date a Colombian girl.
Maybe I should.
And then the other thing is that in Argentina and Uruguay, they speak with sh. And I should mention, because I've gotten so much shit on a TikTok video that I posted where I said that in Argentina they speak with sh. And so many people are like, that's only in Buenos Aires. And like even someone from Buenos Aires tried to tell me that people don't speak with a sh in Buenos Aires. And then there was like a whole fight happening between two Porteños. Anyways, you can't tell me what I'm seeing and hearing with my own ears. In Buenos Aires, they speak with sh. So pollo is pollo, calle is calle.
Yes.
In the north, it's going to change. It'll be more like pollo, calle, like more of a j sound. In Cordoba, did I say Cordoba before? I meant in the north, like Salta. And then in Cordoba, it's going to be...
culiao.
Yeah, they say a lot of culiao in Cordoba. But the double L is more subtle. It's not quite like sh, like it is in Buenos Aires.
Lluvia. They say lluvia.
Yeah.
Lluvia.
So, yeah, the accent changes slightly within just Argentina, but I would say those are the two main differences in language. Do you think, like the vos and the sh?
Could be. I didn't even thought about that when the question was asked.
And in Argentina, they speak with a ton of lunfardo, which is the slang. So.
Oh wait, have you read the book called Che Boludo?
No, pero debería.
There's a small book that is called Che Boludo. You should get that. You will understand. And I should have brought it to you.
Next time.
But I'm sure you can get it at the airport.
Okay.
And you will find every lunfardo translation we have.
Wow.
Like the literal translation and what it actually means.
Yeah.
The book is called Che Boludo.
Because that's what Argentinians say, Che Boludo. That's why Ernesto Guevara is nicknamed Che Guevara, because he's from Argentina and he was always saying Che. So they just started calling him Che.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not a guy I like. Not even a bit.
Okay. This is where our politics start to differ. Okay. What things can I bring to Argentina next month that I can resell? Computer, thermostat.
Oh, I need an iPad.
So you can sell him an iPad. PJ.
I need an iPad like I think the not the last one, the previous one, the number 5, the 12 inches, with the pen and the keyboard. You just got a customer.
Okay, so you can sell an iPad and all the things he just said.
Next month? That's great. That works for me.
Next month. So yeah. And what else? I would suggest going into the Facebook groups and asking there, because there's not really Amazon, so we can't like order things to arrive here. And
Grabber. Do you know that one?
No.
Grab
R like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Look for that one. It's a platform that connects people that are traveling with people that want to buy things
so it's like
from
an
abroad.
Uber, but with
kind of like
goods.
that.
Okay, so try
Kinda like
Grabber then. All right.
I kind of like that. It's a peer-to-peer network.
Yeah.
It's great. But like text me. I want the iPad.
Yeah. So yeah, message
him.
There you got a customer. Okay, this was kind of mentioned before. I'll see if Patrick explains more. I'm not, because I wasn't sure if he was dating men or if he is Porteño or foreigner. I'm not sure. So anyways, is buying real estate in Buenos Aires a complicated process for someone from the US? I speak just a little Spanish.
I can get you in contact with real estate agents that speak English.
Okay.
Oh, my manager also is like a real estate agent speaking English.
Okay.
And has like a lot of knowledge for that. Yeah, I can help you with that.
Do you think
But wait,
complicated?
you say
What's
it's
the
buying real
process?
estate in Buenos Aires. Well, it depends on your situation. Like, I don't know.
Because how
But
you probably are paying with US dollars, right? So like how would you get US dollars, that much of the amount to Argentina? Like how would you pay? What taxes do you have to pay? Like do you have to have like a local person signing documents for you, like on the contract or like on the deal?
Everything has a solution. Just write me down, like, and we'll get in touch. And like, there are things I know, and the things I don't know, I just work with people that know them. And like, I always find the spot I need to, like.
Yeah.
So like, we can help you.
Yeah. So contact Guido, he'll help you. But in general, real estate is much more affordable in Argentina than in the United States.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you're in California and you're like looking to buy like a 1-bedroom apartment, it's gonna cost you like $1 million. And here you can get like nice apartments for like 100,000. And if you're outside of Buenos Aires, like in Mendoza, real estate's affordable. I mean, you can buy a house in Argentina for like $60,000.
Yeah, well, it depends somewhere.
Yeah, it depends on where, but in the country.
Yeah, the thing is like our real estate like is going like down. Like we're in like historical bear down like markets. Like we have like the cheapest prices in our history, and it might be keep on coming down. Like I was the thing is like we have this amount of supply on the market, and this is the supply that is put on sale. And this is the amount of operations that are being closed each month. So opportunity to buy cheap.
Yeah,
yes.
There you go. So it's a good time to buy, Jennifer. Yeah. Okay, I enjoy watching your videos in Korea too. Thank you, Blessing, for watching from Korea. It's very helpful to provide detailed information such as travel, transportation, currency exchange, and accommodation. Thank you. That's so sweet.
That. Oh, that's great.
Okay, ¿cuándo volverás? Okay, eso ya vimos. How loud is the traffic? I did kind of touch on this. I think that
it depends on the street you are.
Depends on the street and the neighborhood.
If you're on the 10th floor.
But on a big street, I think.
No, big street, you will hear noise.
Buenos Aires is to me just like a noisy city.
But you just can find, like, if you have this is the main street, you just have like around the block, and that's just great.
Yeah.
I used to live in the 7th floor. Around a big avenue, you couldn't hear a thing.
But like I said before, I lived on the 7th floor of a building on a main street, and like sounds started early.
Well, if it depends on if it's for renting or for buying, but we have like these gadgets that measure the amount of noise.
Oh.
So like if you're coming here to rent or either to buy, like we have like the device to measure their noise.
There you go.
Can be super precise on what you want.
Yeah. Okay, so Johnny says, come on, guys. I lived in Medellin for half a year, no problem. I don't know. For me, I think like crime is so subjective.
Yes.
Like I take it so personally now because my phone like literally just got stolen 2 months ago. And then my friend's sister's phone just got stolen. So it's like 2 people in proximity whose phone got stolen. Before this, I would have said like, oh, no problem. Just pay attention, be safe. But now I have seen firsthand that it can happen to anyone, even when you think you're paying attention.
Like I mean, statistics are objective, but the personal experience makes you pay more attention to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this is more of a question for a lawyer, but in case you know, what happens if you have a child in Buenos Aires as a tourist? I know that the child obtains nationality, but what about the parents?
I think you keep your like you had the. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
That you have the Argentinian nationality, but you keep your like where are you from?
I think it was Jose.
Yeah, Jose, and you keep your original because it's if I were Italian and my kids are born here, they have the Italian citizenship too. So you keep your like original citizenship. Yeah, I think, but
yeah, I'm not sure, but I think like getting residency in Argentina is fairly easy, especially when you compare to other countries. So if you're interested in like getting it, I think it's possible. And I think if you have a child, the child can keep both. Like the child can keep Argentinian and your citizenship.
Always keep yours too, just in case. But in our constitution is that it says that we accept everyone.
Okay.
Even the Nazis when they came escaping from the war.
Yeah, Argentina has a big Nazi history.
Like in the south, you'll find like small like
in the south. I think a lot of Argentina, like in the north too, like close to Paraguay, in the south for sure. In Cordoba, yes. Okay, what is the average level of English for an average Argentinian in the city, say between 25 and 35? Well, Guido, how old are you?
I'm 28.
And you can see how perfect his English is.
Stop it.
In Buenos Aires, I would say the level of English is higher. Like your friend Belle, Cam, they all speak perfect English.
Yeah.
In Cordoba, I didn't meet a single Argentinian that spoke English. Like all my friends were Spanish speaking only. I didn't meet anyone in English. In Mendoza, it was the same. All the people I know and the friends I have in Mendoza are Spanish speaking.
Yeah,
but I think they speak some English.
But
I think Johnny's thinking of like moving, like living and spending some time in Argentina. So maybe not hostels, not like with other travelers.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I will. If you're like, it depends on exactly what you're looking for. But if you're like planning on being here for a few months, definitely join the foodies group. Definitely join the tag rugby group. That's our group.
Yeah.
That's the most amazing group of all. Like, it's not just me saying it. It's like everyone that comes around rugby says it's the best group.
Except me. The people are nice. The rugby isn't for me. But I said the rugby isn't for me. But the people are nice. So
but
if you want to.
But we play tag rugby. Then they can go for drinks.
Yeah.
So you can do both. Like we do exercise so that you can drink and don't feel bad about it.
But right, exactly. But I know Johnny is thinking of being in Buenos Aires, so I don't think you'll have a hard time finding people in that age range who speak English. In Buenos Aires, I would say a pretty good percentage speak English.
We read this again.
Same thing. Okay. So why is the blue dollar rate double, and why can I get it on Western Union too?
The official rate is non-existent.
The official is sort of an invented.
You'll never get that. Yeah. There's no way. That's just fake number.
Yeah, you don't want the official rate anyways. Like get the blue dollar. You can get it on Western Union. I don't know why Western Union offers the blue dollar, but for me, it's the best way to go to get money because it's the safest.
It's a free dollar.
Yeah. Okay. Are all Argentinians aware that expats can love for super cheap in their country? And if so, are they angry about it? I don't know if I understand. Live or love?
Let me think if I understood this. So you're saying like if we Argentinians hate that expats love how cheap we are for them.
No, okay.
Or if we are angry.
Okay, I think I get it. Like let's say I'm making American dollars and I come to Argentina and I'm living with pesos, but because I have American dollars, my money goes further. So like, are you mad as an Argentinian about that? Because actually Argentinians make this comment to me all the time when they find out I'm from the United States. They're like, oh, with $1, you can live like a king here. I get that comment all the time.
Yeah, I think, I don't think mad. Sometimes I would think jealousy could be. But if I'm an owner of a commerce, of a business.
He said live, not love. Okay, now thanks, Johnny.
It's great. If I have like foreign customers, I love it.
Yeah.
But like if you have a bar, if you have like place like bar, restaurant, coffee shop, or whatever, like there's people that are consuming in our country, in our businesses. That's great for us. That's actually great for us. They might get jealous of you having like $1,000 here, like salaries here, like a commercial store salary is $300. Like the stores you go like to buy like whatever thing, like a salary there is like $300.
Like a month, like a person making a monthly salary is getting $300 a month.
Do you know how much like a retired like people that get old and depend on this and the public pension system?
No.
Do you know how much they make?
No.
$120.
$120 a month? How can you live on that?
You can't.
Wow. That's crazy. Okay, so what do you think about this? Because I've had people comment this on my YouTube videos and my TikTok videos. When I talk about the blue dollar, a lot of Argentinians get really mad that I'm like promoting the blue dollar, and they say that I'm gentrifying Argentina and that when foreigners come, they should not use the blue dollar, they should use the red dollar.
The first time I ever heard in my life the term red dollar is from you.
Really?
Yes, never heard it in my life ever.
Huh.
It's the official rate and the
Okay,
blue
official
rate
blue,
that's like I would say equally to the free rate.
Yeah.
Because the prices appear from the free negotiation of beers. Okay. So if you put restriction on something or a price, the real price will eventually appear. If you put a price limit on these cookies, at some point they were going to be scarce. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone starts producing more, there are more, and people want to buy it, they will try to pay more. And it's like if you have if for example, let's say dollar, it's $100, 100 pesos. Like everyone got it. Okay, now there's no more dollars. There's no supply. Like as soon as there's supply, everyone tries to get it. So we are all bidding to get it. So the price of the dollar rises when people bid to get it. So that's a free price. That's how prices come to existence. There are just ratios of exchange. And the blue rate is the actual rate the market decides that a dollar is worth. Actually, what the market think is the cheap price for the dollar.
What?
Because if you're buying certain dollars to accumulate dollars, that's not saving, it's accumulating dollars. That's the price you're willing to pay, and that's the price someone else is willing to sell to. So simplifying it all, because I could be like an hour speaking about this. Simplifying it all, you will not find a way to buy or sell at the official rate. Oh wait, there is a way you can sell your dollars at the official rate, so you lose half of your money. It's by paying with your credit card.
Oh yeah, don't pay with your credit card in Argentina. And
remember,
they said in November, the government said, oh, suddenly we're going to change it. And if you pay with your credit card, we're going to give you not the blue dollar exactly, but the tourist rate, which is almost the blue dollar. So a lot of people paid with their credit cards, including me as an experiment, and it didn't work.
And what did I tell you?
And he told me with caution. Oh.
That's they're going to not
so
get you somewhere.
Still do not pay with your credit card in Argentina. Okay, so when do you know when to begin using vos or tú? They're basically interchangeable. It's just that in Argentina they use vos and they never use tú.
I do.
You use tú,
but because just like it, I made it my way of speaking.
Oh, well, okay, so Guido uses tú,
but
no one else.
No. But it's it's weird.
Yeah.
But I spoke a lot of neutral Spanish because I used to do plays for kids.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's part of my unique way of talking.
Yeah.
And I also speak half in English, half in Spanish.
Yeah.
This is my particular way of speaking.
Okay. Well, except for Guido. But most people, 99.9% of people in Argentina speak with vos and they don't use tú. So it's not a matter of when to use one instead of the other. It's just use vos. If you speak with tú, if that's what you learn in school, they'll understand you. It's fine. You can speak, you don't have to speak vos. You'll have an accent, so it's obvious you're not Argentinian. They won't expect you to suddenly speak with vos. So it's fine if you speak with tú. They'll understand you.
It's great.
Okay. Does Guido have a YouTube channel? We need Buenos Aires information right from the ground. That's true. He needs to start a YouTube channel.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I hired I'm a content producer, so eventually it will happen.
Okay.
Maybe next month.
Oh. For now, he has Instagram, which I will actually, let me just put it on the screen now so you can see it. Oh,
there it is.
There it is.
It's moving.
Yeah.
Well, that's my page, my business page. You can add me there. But if you want more information about Buenos Aires, just send me a message. I'm sorry, I will tell you in advance that I will
be delayed.
It's
very busy.
I have way too many messages that are waiting for response on my phone, so I will warn you that it will take me a little bit of time to reply. But
He'll get there
text me, and as soon as I can, I will help you out. I'll just like send you the links of the groups that you should join, like the foodies group, the tag rugby group, and some other groups.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, so PG says, in all Latin America, they do see Argentines as arrogant, and I think it's true to a high degree, particularly from Buenos Aires. I agree. Yeah,
Especially if you talk about football or something else, or if you're talking about like, there's way too many people that think they know everything.
Yeah.
And they speak from like when we say todólogo. It's like todólogo, like everything, specialist of everything.
Oh, okay.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Todólogo.
Yeah. I get it.
So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of people talking with a high degree of fake confidence about something they totally don't know about.
Yeah.
And if you just listen and ask questions,
yeah, sometimes, to be honest, I'm surprised at the things that people ask me. Like, I wish I could think of a good example right now, but it's something like, do you have internet in your country too? It's like that kind of question where you're like, what? Of course I do. Like one time, actually, a girl was like, she was going to show me something on her text, and we were speaking in Spanish, and she's like, but do you know how to read in Spanish? And I was like, do I know how to read? Yeah. So there are kind of those things that kind of like things happen where they're like, oh, we do this and it's so great, and then they're shocked that like maybe other people.
But that could be arrogant or curious. It depends on how you ask. But just as you're telling the story, it seems like they thought it's like, you sure don't know. It's like, you do, but it could be like,
I mean, I've had it happen so many times where I'm having a conversation with someone in Spanish. What?
It depends on the tone of how you ask.
Of course it does, but I've been having a conversation with someone in Spanish for like 5-10 minutes in Spanish, and then they say, where are you from? And then I say, I'm from the United States, and then they say, do you speak Spanish? I'm not even kidding. This has happened so many times. Like, we're speaking it like now. Like, did you not realize that? Like, this happens all the time. And another thing that I get a lot is people are like, oh, you're from the United States. Oh, Americans love to eat French fries and hamburgers. Wow, you have big portions and you eat so unhealthy. And I'm like, okay, A, like, I don't know anyone who just eats fast food. And B, like, have you looked around? Like, Argentinians eat so bad. There's French fries with every single meal.
The same way that the girl said something too general and too stereotypical about like Americans. You're saying the same thing. You're
right. But when I look around at all the restaurants and then I see it with my own eyes, these are people who have never even been to my country. And like every single meal, it's like you have the option to eat it with French fries. And then there's milanesas.
And cheddar and bacon.
Yeah. I mean, like there's hamburger shops and hot dog shops on every block.
Yes.
And then they're telling me that like Americans probably eat bad. Whatever. Okay. So Guido probably has a bunch of Bitcoin.
I would love to have a bunch. I don't have that much. That's like which like.
So he has some. Expats will spend between $5,000 to $1,000, I'd say. Oh,
what? That's a big range for what? They spend between five to 5,000 to no. What does
maybe $500 to $1,000
in a month?
Maybe he means rent.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah, rent like the apartments that we have like are around 500, like 400, 500, 600.
Yeah.
From that on.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Are you planning to stay in Argentina for good? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh.
5 years? I don't even know where I see myself in 5 months. So I don't know. That's a good question, and tiempo dirá, time will tell. For now, I'm not planning to stay in Argentina. I'm going to go back to the United States for a couple months, and then decide if I'm going to go somewhere else or come back to Argentina. So there's a strong possibility I'll be back. I really like Argentina, but I'm just going to take a few months away. Okay, when will you return to these parts?
Mario, you just asked that same question.
I have to watch. He has to watch the game between Spain and Morocco.
Oh, there's a game.
Mario,
but we are replying to your questions.
No sé cuándo. Carlos Paz, la verdad es que hay poca posibilidad porque es un lugar chiquitito. Tal vez yo tengo una amiga que está haciendo una casa ahí, entonces capaz que vaya cuando no sé. Pero bueno, bienvenido, suerte, España y Marruecos, suerte con el partido.
Maybe he asked that question and he didn't listen when we actually replied.
Yeah, probably because there was so
That's
much.
why he like give us Guido's side right now, Johnny.
Yeah, you've got yourself a new best friend.
I like his profile picture. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a studio picture. He looks like a pro.
Okay, so hello, Argentina. I love this channel. Thank you, Spark. I'm definitely going to visit Argentina in the next couple of years. Buenos Aires, Mendoza, Moreno Glacier, Gaiman, Welsh Village are lovely. Yeah, I've been to all of those places except for Gaiman is near Puerto Madryn. Yeah, it's like an hour south of Puerto Madryn. Yeah.
I've never been there.
Gaiman is cute. It is a Welsh village. There's quite a few tea houses. I don't know. I don't love the little sandwiches and cakes they give you at the tea time because I don't like cake. So for me, it's just like, I don't like cake. So it just was a very expensive tea. But Gaiman's cute. And definitely Puerto Madryn is a very nice area to visit. But thank you so much for watching the channel. And I hope you do come to Argentina.
Come to Argentina. We will introduce you to
stuff.
a lot of people that are super cool and social.
Yeah. Okay, I have a beautiful monoambiente apartment for $450, but it took a long time to find, and I had to pay the whole alquiler temporal, the whole period in dollars. Yeah, so that's the thing is this happens a lot. Like you can sometimes get a more affordable deal, like per month, if you agree to pay in advance. Sometimes 6 months in advance, sometimes a year in advance.
So how much money in advance did you actually
I'm guessing the whole alquiler. He said temporal.
The whole period in dollars.
The whole period. So whatever his period is, like maybe 3 months or 6 months. I've heard of that happening.
Yeah. That's a solution for the owner and for you too, if like.
Yeah. Where's the best steak? Okay, we answered that. It's just in the comments. La
but there's a place I really want to go that is called Don Julio. That is not cheap at all.
I was going to ask you about that actually.
There's a Don Julio. It's a restaurant you have to make a reservation with 2 or 3 months in advance.
Yeah.
And they have like exportation meat, like the meat they sell is Wagyu meat. I think it's the most like quality meat ever, and that is expensive. But because it's the luxury, I think. Just I was told that in the list of the top restaurants of the world, I think Don Julio is at number 7 or so.
Wow. I have heard a lot of people going to Don Julio, but
I do want to do that.
It's expensive. You need to dress nice and book an advance.
I love that.
Okay, I guess then expats don't really cook that much at home. I mean, food is affordable to go out. I personally cook a lot just because like I want to have what I want, and also like I don't feel like going out to dinner all the time. Like it's kind of annoying. I just want to be at home.
I think I haven't cooked a meal in the last 3 months.
Wow.
I go out a lot.
Okay.
And so I just work from I have my restaurant coffee place that's super like so I work from my house. I didn't recommend that one because it's far away from the city. But if anyone wants to have a coffee with me, it's there. It's called Buenos in Vicente Lopez. And I go just there and I go early and I stay all day like working and they just bring me my tea, my food, everything in Vicente Lopez.
Okay.
I love it. And I know all the people that work there, they all know me, so they already know what I want. So
he's a regular. So go to Vicente Lopez if you want to meet Guido.
But I don't cook that. How about tipping?
Yeah, so tipping in restaurants. Well, I guess in general. So the things you don't tip at are like taxi drivers, no. Getting your nails done? You do?
Sometimes.
Oh, I've been told no. Okay.
Well, no.
So he says yes. I should let you respond. Sorry, I'm taking over, but he's the actual Argentinian.
But I think it's depending on your philosophy. If you want to tip a taxi driver, I've done that.
Yeah, I do too.
This one time I was like needed to go fast somewhere, and I took a cab and I was telling him like I need to get to this place fast, and he was telling me, dude, I'm gonna teach you how to travel. I'm going to get you on the subway station and you're gonna get there and you're gonna save 25 to 30 minutes.
Wow.
So he could have just gone all the way and charged me I don't know how much money and get there like in more than so he advised me that, so I paid him like how much money what you give him. It's like you say me the most important thing for me that it's time. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
that's
I
true.
do that. So I think it's dependent on your philosophy. I like giving tips to people that normally people don't give tips.
Okay.
Maybe, but in restaurants.
But I think this is different than the average Argentinian.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, totally,
Yeah.
totally. There's people that don't agree to pay tips.
Yeah.
There's people that think they don't have to pay tips.
Yeah.
It's like I do, but I like it. And if I didn't like I had to. If I don't like the place, like I don't have the attentions, the service, the foods, and I didn't like anything, I don't leave a tip as a way to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it, and
Yeah.
most times I manifest that. But normally I will leave a 10% tip. That's the average. That's okay. If I really like the service, I give more. In this place, I recommended you, Oporto Martin. I gave the most tip. I don't remember if I actually left 50% of as a tip or 100% as tip. But I put a shit amount of tip because I got the best service in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say with taxis, I round up. So like if it's 2,900, I'll pay 3,000. That's a long taxi ride. Tipping, yeah, generally at restaurants 10%. But what about like getting a haircut, nails, and I never tip.
I don't know. I never tipped hairdresser.
Okay. And do you tip a bartender?
In a bartender, yes, I do.
You do.
I
Okay.
do.
How much do you tip a
Sometimes.
bartender?
It depends. And like it depends on me how I feel the attention. Like the other day, like the guy was very friendly. Is like I gave him 100, and the other time it's the guy was super great, and it's like a bunch of people, and he got me the whiskey I wanted, so I gave him a 500.
Wow, that's very generous.
But it has a lot to do with how I like see the money.
Yeah.
You didn't allow me to tear apart your bill, but
Yeah, he did
like,
before.
But I'm not going to tear it apart. Sorry, don't worry.
Okay.
But this is just painted paper. And this is how I view it. This is just painted paper. Same thing with dollars. It's just painted paper. It's not about the money. And I'm a financial advisor. So
There you go, financial advisor. Okay, I'm going to try to go a little quicker. Just
okay.
because,
Yeah, my dad is like calling me.
Yeah, it's his dad's birthday, so he's got to
Yeah.
go take his dad to lunch. Okay, question regarding apartments. When the listings on the platform are in US dollars, do the landlords really expect to
So
expect?
let me read that slower.
Okay.
Question regarding apartment. When the listings on the platform is in US dollars, do landlords really expect the renter to pay in US dollars bills? It depends on the arrangement you want. If you pay through Airbnb, if you pay in cash, if like just like negotiate whatever you want. Like could happen that someone, if you pay in dollar bills, would rather that, and there are some people that think that's inconvenient, so they don't. But we like in my company, we do the best thing for you, whatever you need.
Okay. Yeah, in my experience, I've never paid for US dollars for an apartment. Like I've always paid in pesos, but like you said, I think it's
Yes.
different for
Yeah.
every person.
If that were me, I would prefer the dollars.
Yeah. I found with the exception of Uruguay, the Argentine pesos is not accepted or exchanged. Yeah, it's not really like in Uruguay they do accept it, but they accept it on the official rate, so it's more expensive.
Nobody wants it.
But no one wants it. No one wants the peso. The
I
Argentine
found
peso.
out about 9 to 12% of Argentinians have vegetarian experience. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but
You know
I
that
would
statistic.
believe it. I think it's becoming more and more common
I
around the
I
whole
would even
world.
say more.
Yeah, maybe.
It depends on different places, but for example, in Buenos Aires, like if you go out, like 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 out of 10 people like could be vegetarian or vegan.
Well, Johnny has an opinion about that. Vegan equals protein deficiency. Okay. I think it just depends on people's individual bodies.
Yeah.
Okay. Sampa means Sao Paulo. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know
Oh.
that. He's Gringo he has his own channel, so you guys should subscribe to him too.
Oh, this is the guy
yeah, it's
your
my
friend
really good
you
friend.
did the other live.
Yeah, we went to Machu Picchu together.
Oh, great.
And we've traveled all over Georgia and Turkey together.
Great.
So yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff, but he's from Sao Paulo.
Gringo
so,
Nation. I like the name of it.
Yeah. Okay. So if I get the Blu-ray in Argentina, can I convert it in Uruguay or Chile at the red rate? Asking for a friend.
You wish you could do that.
Yeah. No, you can't.
You wish you could buy dollars at 150 and then sell them to 300 and do that arbitrage again and again and again. You wish you could do that.
But no. Okay, come on. Who is going to do the type of content with that quality and enthusiasm? He does have the enthusiasm, and I will tell you that this is how he is all the time. Always, like even more.
wait. I actually did some YouTube videos, but for the company I worked before. So the thing at some point was like, why I'm not doing like content for
Yeah, you should.
now. But yeah, I am. Like I'm in my Instagram, you will find videos. They're all in Spanish so far. But I will start making like TikToks and YouTube like as soon as I can. Actually, I'm really
so
busy.
follow him, and when he catches up and does it, then you
that's
can
why
see his YouTube
that's why I'm
videos.
hiring like a content producer. So they schedule a day for me to go at that time with those scripts and to film, and they just like edit and post it. I just do my thing, and then I add value, and they do the rest.
I would like to have an editor. Does anyone want to be my editor? It takes a lot of time. Okay, if you are of retirement age,
I have an editor that I can recommend you to.
Okay. If you are of retirement age and can demonstrate an income, you can fairly easily get a rentista visa renewed for annually for 3 years.
I think that's what Aaron got. I think that's what Aaron got, the rentista visa. That's right.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Okay, because he can show that he has proof of passive income.
Yeah, and he's not in retirement age, but he's like 30 something.
Yeah.
So I think you can do the rentista visa without being actually retired. You just need to demonstrate like rental income passive.
Yeah. So I think Patrick maybe he's saying that as a fact, but yeah.
Yes. I agree.
Thank you, Patrick. Oh, I think Gringo commented this about not having the super chat. There's the coffee. Thank you, Johnny. That was so sweet. Thank you. Okay, well, the question is, if you say tú and not vos, will people be offended? No one will be offended. I think Argentinians know that most people speak with tú, so not at all. Since vos form is used instead of tú, it is the subject pronoun usted used for formal? Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. He's got to take his dad to lunch. Running late.
I'm telling him to go on their way. I'll catch up.
Oh, sorry.
So since vos form is used instead of tú, is the subject pronoun usted?
So is
usted? Yeah, usted is the formal way.
Yeah, still used as formal. So tú usted, vos usted. It's just that tú and vos are switched. Yeah.
Vos usted.
Yeah, like tú in other countries like tú is informal, usted formal.
Yeah.
In Argentina, vos
formal.
Informal, usted formal.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's just that tú and vos are switched. Okay, are there a plethora of English speakers in BA? Yes. There are a ton of foreigners from United States, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Germany, all over.
Mexico,
everywhere.
Netherlands.
Yeah, like Buenos Aires, of anywhere else in Argentina.
It's a cosmopolitan city.
Yeah, there are tons of English-speaking people here.
I would argue like 50% of my friends are like all foreigners.
Yeah, he hangs out with a foreign group, so yes, easy to find friends in English. That's a good question. How are they connected?
Which was the question?
I'm not sure. I think we answered it.
How do I get in touch with him to get his instance with real estate? Contact info, please.
Oh, okay. So it's scrolling on the bottom.
Yeah, scrolling on the bottom is my Instagram. That's my actual from my business of the financial coaching. But contact me there. I'll give you my phone number, and then we can merge. I will present you the manager that works with me in the rental business, and we can have a talk. It depends on where you are, but we can make a Zoom call or a video chat or whatever. I'm sure we can help you with somewhere.
Yeah. Just know that it might take him a little time to get back to you.
I'm super busy with messages, but text me definitely, and I will reply as soon as I can.
Oh, okay. Johnny's just saying that too. Thank you, Johnny. His Instagram is here. Oh, his name is Guido. Doesn't help. It's on the bottom.
Guido.
This is obviously all before I put it there. So I'm gonna look up. Wait. Thank you, Johnny, for helping out in the comments.
Home in Bariloche. Oh yeah, lovely. Who can I help me with this process so I can get screw of US dollars in Norteamericano? I can help you with that.
Okay, even in Bariloche?
I have contacts everywhere.
Okay, so contact Guido. He'll put you in contact. Live. Okay.
I have people in Bariloche too. Like one of my at the beginning, I told Nix that my father has an online radio, like an online retro music radio. One of the how do you say the guys that works in one of the
Like a
shows.
like a DJ.
Yeah, but one of the shows, one of the guys is from Bariloche.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
they're connected. Like
Okay.
a very good friend of my dad is from Bariloche, and I have other people that I know from Bariloche. So
Okay, so
we can handle that.
Guido is a super honest, ethical person, so he'll connect you with other honest and ethical people. Okay, so the question is more if the people are super aware of it or just a little bit, because they don't really have the opportunity to exchange it with dollars. So he's talking about, I think, are people super aware of how much money foreigners have? Maybe because they don't really have the opportunity to exchange. Okay, actually, no, I don't. I'm not
I don't
sure.
think I actually got the question really well.
Yeah, it's because we're doing things out of order.
It's out of context.
Yeah.
Can you rephrase that question with more context?
Okay, which cities would you recommend besides VA, best lifestyle and rent prices?
Mendoza.
Yeah, I would say Mendoza. Mendoza it's like Cordoba is the second biggest city, but Mendoza is still a city. It has all the city conveniences. It's very relaxed. There's not the honking of Buenos Aires, not the noise. It's a very clean city. There's a foreign group there. Like it's easy to make friends. It's closer to nature. If I come back to Argentina, I'm going to Mendoza.
Bariloche too.
Bariloche,
But it's a little bit more.
It's more touristy and it's more
touristy,
expensive.
yeah,
the south is more expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
If you like,
but if you're talking about lifestyle, choose free. But it depends what's your lifestyle.
Yeah, that's true. Depends on what your lifestyle is.
And what is cheap or expensive for you. Yeah. It depends on you.
Right. I have a friend in Mendoza, and I think he had like a 3-bedroom apartment, and he was paying 46,000 pesos. So that's like 200.
46.
Yeah, it's like $250, maybe a little less for a 3-bedroom. To get his apartment in Buenos Aires would be like 800 or 1,000. And like what you could get for like an okay apartment in Buenos Aires, you could get like a palace in Mendoza. So I think Mendoza has the best like lifestyle to live more affordably, but still have like all the best things of Argentina.
Mendoza, yeah, I've been to Mendoza way too many times, and I love it.
Yeah, Cordoba is nice too, but I prefer Mendoza.
I prefer Mendoza too.
Okay, why are Argentinians so tall? I don't know. Genetics. We're going to go a little bit fast through some of these questions. Is it free to go to the hospital?
Yes,
but there's public and private.
Yes, I would choose private every time.
Yeah, because better service. But if you have no money, you can go to the public hospital, and you can go for free.
They do have, but there's people that have vocation, like the people that work in hospital have vocation, but they don't have resources, they don't have good salaries, and they don't have time to rest. So that doesn't help to have a good service.
Right. Okay, there you go. Okay. If a man goes out in shorts, is he considered an idiot? No. In the summer, everyone wears shorts. I mean, don't wear shorts to a nice restaurant.
Oh, yeah, they didn't allow me to go into the restaurant because I was wearing shorts.
Really?
Yes. I was so offended.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he was wearing shorts. No one thought he was an idiot outside of the restaurant. Outside, I'm saying.
Yeah. But then we went to another one that they didn't say anything.
Okay.
But they lost the opportunity for 3 guys that wanted to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they're lost.
Yeah, they're lost. That sounds more like being dumb. I don't know what that was in context to. Okay, for the apartment, he says 500 to 1,000, yes.
Depends on what you want or where you want it. Like, there's a lot of options.
Yeah. Hola, besos desde Lincoln. Hola, Pedro, gracias por venir.
Pedro Pedrín, I like your username.
Bueno, Pedro, his question says, where are you right now? I don't know English. Estamos en Buenos Aires, en un departamento ahora en Buenos Aires. Okay, Wagyu. Oh, that's the beef.
That's the beef.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, gringo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Japanese. Japanese, what was that in context to?
I don't know if that's the cut of the meat.
I think Wagyu, it's Japanese.
It's a Japanese for something.
Yeah, I think that Japanese Wagyu is Japanese.
Work at a bunch, or is it as soon as we know? There's a lot of people that I have a friend. He's an influencer, and he's like super into that. Like I can introduce you to him.
Yeah, and I would say CrossFit is very popular here.
There's a lot of,
Everyone, there's tons of CrossFit.
There's
places.
a lot of gym lovers.
Yeah, tons. Better taxi or Uber in BA?
Cabify.
Yeah, I actually can't use Cabify because when I tried to sign up, it required that I had a DNI and it wouldn't let me use it. The one that I use is BA Taxi because it's an app like Uber, but it connects you with like actual taxi drivers. So like people who have made taxi driving their profession, I like supporting them.
But I, for example, I like the taxis. Like when I'm on the city, it's like you get a taxi if it's quicker. Like I always like try to save as much time as I can.
Yeah.
So taxi is a better option for me there. But if not, I use Uber or Cabify.
Yeah, or Didi.
Or Didi. I don't own a car, and I don't intend to.
Yeah, you don't need a car here.
You don't need a car.
I would say that sometimes when I use the apps, though, it takes a long time to get a driver. That's the only thing. Like sometimes it's just not worth it. It's unless you're going to the airport or something. It's easier to take public transportation. Colombian taxi drivers didn't have any concept of tipping. I told them to keep some money, but they always gave me the change back, exact to the peso. Okay. So they didn't tip taxi drivers in Colombia. Guido, I will sponsor your channel with $5 for each 10-minute video about BA, no joke. And he's true. Johnny is so supportive. He gives me tips on my buy me a coffee.
I do thank you a lot, but I'm not going to make a YouTube channel like Nick's. I will happily give you all the information I can. Just like contact me, but I'm not making a contact. There's no more.
At least not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. How much would a super awesome private health insurance be in Argentina per month?
$100.
$100 US?
Yeah, the one I have and I think it's too much. $100.
Okay. Are there any Greeks in BA?
Yeah, I have one Greek friend. And there's another girl that I like that is Greek.
Oh, so if she's watching.
I don't think she's watching.
I met a Greek guy, but just traveling, not living here. But I'm sure there's everyone here. Nikki, how can I understand Spanish in the ridiculous fast speed the locals speak? Watch TV shows. You just have to get your ear used to it. So yeah, watch TV shows. Honestly, just like go to cafes and restaurants and listen to people speaking. Like I've learned so many things just walking down the street and hearing people the way they talk and be like, they express themselves like that. Okay. Just listening, a lot of listening.
And if I were you and I really wanted to learn Spanish, I would just buy. I would pay for a private teacher to teach me. It's like one of my clients doesn't speak English, and for him, in order to go to the next level with his business, I told him you need to learn English. Like invest your money in a private teacher 3 times a week. I want you to learn English in less than 3 months. So that's my advice to him. Yeah. So I would recommend the same thing to you, maybe in a more like relaxed way, if you just for fun.
Yeah, I think private tutor is a good idea.
But I think it's a good use of money to get a private teacher.
Yeah, and just practice. Like go to a bar and just like even if your Spanish sucks right now, just talk to as many people as you can just to get used to it.
How many questions do we have?
Yeah,
I should go.
So he has to go. So we're just gonna give like 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
Will car drivers run you over when you go on an electric scooter, or is that the thing there? People have electric scooters.
I have a friend that
cars don't stop.
Traffic here, you have to walk to the 2 sides before crossing the road. If you're in an electric scooter, always wear a helmet. You can use an electric scooter, yes, but no, it's dangerous. But you can. I have one of my best friends. He goes around with the city with a private scooter. He did that before. It was fancy. He hasn't had that yet.
So just be safe because drivers in Buenos Aires are crazy and they don't always stop. And is riding a bicycle safe? Same answer. Wear a helmet. Pay attention.
Yeah.
And then the last question is just about renting a car. We're not going to do any more questions after this. I rented a car in Bariloche 2 weeks ago and didn't have any problems with the police. I didn't have any problems. I had it was no big deal at all. Pros are that you can get around and stop where you want because a lot of places in Argentina require a car and they don't have good public transportation. Cons is that you just have to be worried about like damaging the car.
I would be more worried about the roads. There are like some roads that are not the best.
Yeah, a lot
So
of
you have to
dirt
be
roads.
careful. Yeah, you have to be careful if you're going to drive a car and not feel super confident about it.
Yeah.
I much rather travel with plane or buses or taxis, so I don't have to drive and I just can use my time to do something else. But if you enjoy driving, you could definitely, yeah, rent a car.
Yeah. There's some places like Puerto Madryn, you should definitely rent a car because there's no public transportation between
Mendoza too.
places. Mendoza,
Mendoza, if you go
in
to
the north.
Córdoba,
Yeah, I mean, well, the north has good transportation, but if you want to like stop and have the freedom to see a lot of things, a car is a good
well, if
idea.
you go to the coast, for example, I went to Mar del Plata recently. You want a car to move around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just helpful. But sorry that we had to speed through the last questions. I told Guido that this would last for 1 hour, and it ended up lasting for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Okay.
So thank you guys so much for attending. I really appreciate you coming here. Thank you for your support. If you want to find Guido, his information is here, so feel free to contact him for housing, for financial advice, for apparently real estate, for anything else you want to ask questions to a real Argentinian. There you go. And he speaks great English, obviously.
Thank you.
So
Thank you for having me here. Thank you, everyone, for your amazing questions. I had a great time. And yeah, it was lovely being here.
yes, thank you so much. And I will see you. Maybe I'll do another live soon. But thank you guys so much. Bye. Thank you, Johnny. Bye.
Bye, Johnny. You're the best.
Broadcast. Okay.